go begin? I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. You either got it or you don't. You either bought it or you won't. You either wanna give it everything or you wanna cry part of soul. I'ma say it from the jump. Mama ain't raised a chump. Mama raised me to persevere if I'm ever here in a slum. Cause nobody starts at the top. You do your part and you better buy. Working hard each and every day, even though some days it get hard to watch. But you gotta trust the process. Grind hard, don't you ever quit. It's a must, you see the progress. Gotta ball till you get it hit. They can never do what I could do, cause they on the same stuff. If you doubt me, then I'm coming to show them what I'm made of. Yeah, always showing your integrity. Yeah, if you want it, I'ma let them see. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win.
Wake up, put the work in, that's the only way it's gonna work out. Hard work and dedication, no time for procrastination. Takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of heart mixed with motivation. On the days that you feeling down, look in the mirror for your inspiration. Like, woo, just notice, never stop, never quit. People wanna see you doing good, but never better than them. Gotta push yourself to the limits. You cannot lose if you are not in it. You gotta lose, sometimes it's to win it. Don't get discouraged, it's just the beginning. Yeah, turn up. Don't end up a Timmy Turner. Don't get caught up in the streets. Don't get caught up with a burner. Don't be a slow learner. Oh no, you only get one shot, one chance. Talking March Madness at the big dance. Talking big man, no care if it is like
no guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. From the back roads to back streets, I see you foes trying to trap me, but I don't run like a track meet, even though I'm number one like an athlete. And the way I maneuver around you and through you, I'm coming and I'm bound to pursue you. I'm everything that you knew of, plus more. What's in store is I'm about to get to ya. Sleepless nights, better think this twice before you step to me and come and speak with strife. There's a lesson when you reach my life. It'll be chin-checking and I'll teach you right. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I've seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise what I'm about to do when you are looking through my eyes. See many go, see many come. See that they won't bring it to me, son. Try me if you want, but won't be any fun. I'll take the challenge, I'll beat anyone. I'm the one, I'll be quite clear. Bow down to no one, I'm right here. I get it in, I don't fight fair. And guess what? I'm your worst nightmare. Cause I ain't taking no losses, and I don't even care what the cost is. Are you prepared for the forces I'm about to bring, cause I'm the boss of all bosses. I penetrate your thoughts and fill them with doubt. You gon' feel where I'm coming and feel what I'm about. If they come in with the drama, I'm wheeling them out. Cause I ain't about to have somebody here stealing my clout. I keep my friends close, enemies closer, cause that's the way it is and the way it's supposed to be. Anybody can see there's only room for one, and that one is me. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I've seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise what I'm about to do when you are looking through my eyes. See many go, see many come. See that they won't bring it to me, son. Try me if you want, but won't be any fun. I'll take the challenge, I'll beat anyone. I'm the one, I'll be quite clear. Bow what? I'm your worst nightmare. I'm your worst nightmare. Are you prepared? I'm your worst nightmare. I know you're scared. I'm your worst nightmare. Are you prepared? I'm your worst nightmare. I know you're scared.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, DHL, 1xBet, US Air Force, Zowie, Monster Energy, CSGO Hub powered by Coil, and Gaming Malta.
Well, oh well, is it if it not a little argy-bargy for breakfast, ladies and gentlemen? You gotta love it when things get heated up just around the scrambled eggs and the beans and whatever the hell else they're serving.
Bacon.
The bacon, the cheese, all the eggs.
Pickles.
No. Go ahead and cancel yourself, but do not cancel what you plan to do today, which is watch the ESL Pro League Season 15. Woo! It's Group D. I'm pretty excited. Like, people are getting their heart broken daily around here, and it's not just us. Yanko, thoughts?
Yeah, Trace, it's cutthroat out there, right?
Not fair.
It's not looking great for your NA teams, is it?
It's not smelling good from like a distance.
And I'm the guy who put TG going through the playoffs, so
That's like a whole thing.
who's
Okay,
the real idiot around.
so Kassad, run this graphic for me in your best numbers.
So far, yesterday has been a firing day, right? In and out of the server, right? We have the Group D after 2 days. Navi on top of it, 2-0. Heroic on top of it as well, 2-0. Astralis 1-1. Surprisingly, AGO has 1-1 after beating Complexity yesterday. And then we have 2 American teams not getting a win so far.
You hate to
and
see
going
that.
0-2. Yeah.
You know, what they used to say back in NA was sucks to suck. And that's essentially what's happened here for a couple of our NA counterparts. Unfortunately.
Suck. Come on.
You're right. Well, they're sucking right now, Kassad.
Well, that's true, I guess.
Yeah, anyway. So, in case you missed the news, or perhaps you don't have Twitter, well, that's your own loss, because there's a whole hell of a lot of interesting things to follow up on at this point. Heroic Astralis concluded yesterday, and it was a hell of a matchup. Hell, in fact, it all kind of actually could have ended on map 2. Turns out it didn't quite end like that in what was a close game. Let's start with you, Yanko, and the tweets that were put out to the crowd.
Yeah, it seemed like the match wasn't over on the server, right? It continued on social media, and Glay was out with the first tweet, like saying that they lost a close game. Glad it wasn't in an important match, like a quarterfinal in Denmark in front of 10,000 fans.
Like this exact moment right here, Kassad.
He shot his shot there, right? Did he?
Just sent it. You know
Yes,
what?
he did.
Full send. And sometimes when Fridays are coming up, people start to act a little argy-bargy. In fact, Cadian, perhaps one of those. Kassad, take it away.
Missing that crowd and that opponent has to play 2 best of 3s a day while you rest. That's a shot back right there. I mean, Cadian took the bait, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Cadian, he's probably not gonna let that one slide,
Obviously.
right? Gonna reply. There was one for the communications director as well, and
Yeah, he was all up in
play
that.
right back at it. Like, come back when you win a real tournament.
Yeah, so this picture of Cadian's perfect for this, except for he has all of his fingers extended. Now, I think what would actually be appropriate for his feelings in the moment would just be throwing up that middle finger. Because once you say you've lost and struggled in a 15-7 lead, he ain't lying about that.
That is like, you know, really taking a shot at Glaive, but you know, the reality is Glaive won 4 majors. I don't know if Cadian played at 4, right? Like, that's just
That's true, yeah.
Listen, the like discrepancy is just so big there where, you know, Cadian doesn't lose anything with this interaction. He's got nothing to lose, right? Like,
Listen, Cadian, when Glaive said Cadian come back when you win a real tournament, they did win a real. Last year, they won a Pro League, right? Beating Gambit in the finals, in that, like, you know, that crazy match where the
Online.
crazy club. Doesn't matter. It's a real tournament, right? But on the other hand, like 15-7
online.
lead, calling Glaive out on 15-7 lead, you know, blowing out this like 7-8 rounds, right? That has nothing to do with like what happened in the game. You know, Glaive did his job. They got the openings. They got, like, you know, into the sites, the correct calls. The fact that they didn't clutch it because of whoever made mistakes has nothing to do with Glaive, right?
yeah, of course, but that doesn't matter at all. That's not the point. The point is
That's exactly the point.
No, the point is he's trying to get under his skin, which is, I think, he
Well,
absolutely.
if that, you know, if that's the case, if he's trying to like trigger him,
He's just talking shit, man.
he's
just
trying to trigger him, then I respect that. But
yeah, he's just talking shit. He's just talking smack, like he wants to annoy him, right? Like, you know, Glaive reading that, he's gonna be like, "Oh, look at this! Like, he didn't even like make the, you know, do anything at the
Look,
major. He's calling me out."
Hey,
like,
hey.
Glaive just getting into this interaction, like, you shouldn't do that because everything
Glaive started the
You got
interaction.
nothing to win, right?
Yeah,
in
he's
this
got a
argument.
point. Well, okay,
I know, but that's his.
No, you guys are wrong.
if
You
the
guys are
point-
both wrong. The point is that we give points, or rather, we rate these tweets. We make sense of it, and then we decide who wins. And in doing so, we brought our handy-dandy cards, our markers, and all the fixins right here. So let's just start from the top. Let's give a rating 1 through 10 here for Glaive's initial tweet. And we're going to take our time to write it. That's a shot across the bow in my mind. So let's go with like a... Yeah. All right, start with you.
Uno. 1 out of 10.
Okay.
Because you never should have gotten into this to begin with. Like, what do you gain from that, right? Like, from a position that Glaive is in, just kind of kill him with kindness, GGs, they were the better team, whatever. Say it through your teeth, right? Because you know you were the most dominant team, and you just get them back, like.
You've been in an upper echelon. Now, on the other side, Kassad, always copying homework. Thoughts?
7.
7. Lucky number 7.
Wow, I should have put a 7 and would have had a Boeing on the desk.
A triple
Boing.
7.
Nonetheless, let's go through the next 2 right here. Missing that crowd and that opponent has to play 2 BO3s a day while you rest. QQ or 3?
I'll give that a 3, right? Like, you know, like playing 2 best of 3s in a day, really, that's difficult for you.
Mediocre at best, 5 out of 5.
6. Sorry, 6. It's right there. I think it's a valid shot because he's like, you know, want to get under his skin. Fine. I respect that.
Now, okay, so this is where things take a little bit of a turn. Bragging rights for years, come back when you win a real tournament. Kassad, you got the point of the day. What is Kassad going to pick here?
This is number 9 right here.
That's a 9 or a G? What did you write?
That's a 9.
I did say he should
Turn
have
upside
gotten
down.
into it at all,
Okay.
Trace, but now that he did, I give this a, what did I give, an 8?
It's a 9. It's a 9 right
8, 9, 10.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what?
Because listen, I don't agree with Kassad. They just won online tournaments. That's not a real tournament.
I'm going to go with 8 as well. It only makes sense. So
I have to
when-
respect the tournament they won.
now the
I need to respect shit, Kassad. Like,
Yeah.
just like I don't respect you.
oh, well, there's some
You know what
facts
you
in that.
can respect.
That's
though.
a joke, though.
You can respect this tweet is what you can respect.
these.
You
Now,
can
this
put
is-
some respect on losing a 15-7 lead. There's a lot of facts in that. Now, Kassad, you said the old Astralis would have problem solved this. They would have figured it out.
I'm gonna do this, right?
What does that even say?
On one side, it's 1. If it's just a, you know, just like
Okay.
no, it's actually talking about his in-game leading. That's a 1. But if he's trying to trigger him and play the mind game, it's a freaking 10.
So wait, you've gone for 1 and 10 at the same time.
I'm just giving it, you know, 2 of them.
2.
2?
Yeah, I think that's weak. Like, as an English, you
tweets.
know it's not just about that.
8
And also,
tweets,
like,
best
you know,
tweets. Easy as that. 9, that is what really sparked things off around here.
999.
999 indeed. Now, for this Twitter drama, it's all great until the argy-bargy kind of spills over into the beans, like we were talking about. Through the grapevine, we've heard. Now, I don't want to be that guy that's running the rumor mill around here, but the truth is, there was a little argy-bargy at breakfast. Thoughts, Kassad?
I mean, we heard there was something fiery going on breakfast between...
Not like punches exchanged.
No.
But
Obviously, there was some, trash talk during the actual breakfast in Düsseldorf. So, I don't know what exactly happened, but there was something going on.
So, yeah, you're right. We kind of at our own breakfast, actually. No, but the truth is...
breakfast.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those who skip for a midday. Nonetheless, the road to playoffs continue, regardless of the Twitter war that might be going on. That was a very important match, all things considered, for the group
But listen,
itself.
just about that, man. Tell me, like, these games don't matter. It's just a group stage game in Pro League, right? These rivalries are real, right? Anytime they play, wherever now, you know that's going to be, like, the game you want to win.
Yeah.
Probably the most, right? Outside of playing a final of some tournament. So I can't wait for these two teams to play each other again.
These two guys tweeting at each other. What they did, they went to bed, they stewed on it all night, and then they went and got breakfast. Oh, I'm just going to get a little breakfast and reset. Wrong. Come again. Try again later. And, well, that's what we have.
Just imagine if somebody just walk up to another guy and just took his tray and just walk off with it.
Now, isn't it? Hey, speaking of taking your tray, here is how Heroic make a top 3 placement. Ego, Heroic, Navi, all 3 win, and it all kind of makes sense for Heroic.
Yeah, it's not impossible, really. The AGO had a good result yesterday, but, Astralis is a big obstacle to overcome.
Fair enough. And so as we continue to look, we got Navi. There's a lot going on here, Kassad.
Yeah, I mean...
Potato.
Sorry? Yeah, they need to... I mean...
Yeah, it's fine. It's simple on the screen. We know what he's capable of.
They need to win 2-0 against Complexity.
Which movie is this post from?
And they need Astralis and Heroic and Navi to win so they can just qualify for
I can't remember.
Green Street Hooligans?
No, it's like some side.
No.
Right?
Actually, I thought it was the
Game of Thrones.
Now, this is the exit conditions for EG right now, right?
Yeah, they're going.
If Astralis,
Sucks,
Heroic, and Navi win today, they're out. There is one more. If Astralis wins 2-0, and then if Heroic drops a map, Complexity must drop a map for them to be eliminated from the contention for the playoff.
And I do absolutely hate to see this for EG. To fall flat, you can't even really look and say, okay, well, Malik's not behind them. That's not what's causing it, blah, blah, blah.
Listen, I wasn't trolling when I thought they could make the playoffs because they were just practicing for 2 months straight.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they didn't play IEM. So you would think, like, they're going to look good. They have so much time to get their map pool ready, get everyone back into shape, right?
Another NA team here, exit conditions with all 3 wins, like from Heroic, Navi, and Astralis today. We'll put them in the bottom 3 and not being able to qualify for the playoffs. So another NA team in massive problems here. It's their own, mistake. They lost to AGO yesterday.
I think it's safe to say they're not really that close to Liquid. They're not close at all.
Yeah, I can see that. Maybe a bit of an overstatement. You want to feel good. You want to make your team smell good.
It's a thin line between confidence and arrogance, Trace.
It is. It very much is that. Twitter is the place for it. So if you don't have an account, go make one. Use hashtag ESL Pro League, yada, yada, yada. You can also check in and figure out what they're doing over in the Challenger League, or rather, I should say, we will be doing that. We're going to be doing that with Yumi. Yumi, are you there? Can you hear me? Over.
Yes, I can. Hello, over.
Hello. Michael Cassidy of the ESL Challenger League. Cool stuff you guys got going on there. I love the look of the league. Tell me a little bit about what's going on, how this all plays into the big picture of ESL Pro League.
Yeah, everything's been restructured. We've put everything under the umbrella of the ESL Challenger League and now the conference slots that have been the promotion into the ESL Pro League. And we've already seen some upsets in the ESL Pro League. I think some surprising results. Movistar, a conference team. Now we have as well the North American teams getting beat down by AGO, who were always this kind of gatekeeper team. I hate to put salt in the wound, but when you look at that NA division, it's actually kind of dominated by South American teams at the moment. I think that's been the trend for a couple of seasons now. But there's still some North American hope alive. Strife and Carpe Diem, at least having some contentions and keeping the North American dream alive. But there have been so many developing stories across the board, whether it's been the Asia region as well, which is the first time we're actually getting a pure look at just the Asia division. Usually it was the Australian leagues. And yeah, sure, you get LFO. They're nice guys, whatever. But you have teams like Tyloo, Rare Atom, who are the old Vici lineup, and then you've got this Mongolian powerhouse who's kind of dueling it out. And then on the EU side of things, we've got, well, the CIS teams also kind of dominating, but Saw, the Portuguese squad, making a real resurgence. It's really compelling when we see the teams that qualify and promote themselves into the ESL Pro League be able to prove themselves up against these top teams. But usually they don't really qualify. They don't get out of the groups. They just have a couple impressive, like, squeaky past performances, which I guess is always nice.
Yeah, they're not squeaky clean, but they're just kind of squeaky. You need a little WD-40, just kind of make it work there and make ends meet. Hey, man, cool stuff you guys got going on in the Challenger League. Any teams that stick out to you in particular?
I have to say Heat, you know, the old, double pony guys, pretty impressive. I think IHC, which is a Mongolian squad, that region's seen a lot of development, definitely for sure. But hell, MIBR look really, really compelling as well. There's a lot of really good squads across the field.
But Yumi, the most important tidbit that the viewer needs to hear, what do you think it is? Take a guess.
Who is the most important, or what's the most important tidbit? Hey, just any of these teams, if they qualify to Pro League, no team is safe. North American super teams, you say are the best in the region? Nah, maybe not.
No one said super team in North America in quite some time. Where can we watch ESL Challenger League at, Yumi?
At the moment, it's running concurrently with Pro League on ESL CSGO B, but the finals, they're going to be on twitch.tv/ESCA.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're not too far off. Hey, Yumi, it's been nice having you. We'll catch you around, man.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. That's Yumi over in the ESL Challenger League. Obviously, the surefire path into the Pro League.
It's so good that you can. Anybody can actually make their way through the Pro League. You know, it's just everybody has an equal chance, and it's so nice to see. To be honest,
that was so tranquil and peaceful the way you said that.
Yeah, really, I feel great. I can fall asleep right now.
Yeah.
Shouldn't, because we're working.
How did we double down on resident sleepers?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, that's Captain Obvious Kassad leading us into our first matchup of the day. We're going to have a little bit of Astralis versus X-KOM. Now, not too long ago, no one will put too much stock into them, but seeing how as they turn 16-1s into 30,000 round games, well, anything's quite possible, isn't it, Yanko?
Don't fall asleep at work, kids.
That's exactly right, or in class. And if you do, make sure you pass regardless. Astralis versus X-KOM when we come back.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium. The complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
5 years, the Lanxess Arena of Cologne has been the about competitive Counter-Strike. The favourites coming into the tournament have just unlocked the internal and another pushing on.
It's a lot, Chad, but you know, they're guys that are out there crushing it right now. Jason, Moses O'Toole, Henry G. Greer. Look at those guys. They're killing it.
It could be time to make the move to coaching and management.
Yeah, I mean, Moses is getting paid. You know, Elon Musk money banking up for that guy.
He does have a kid. He's trying to shake as much as he can, but I think Sponge has played this down too well.
What?
I knew I should have gone on a fucking in-game leader. Why?
Listen, Chad, you don't have to sweat it. It's gonna be fine. It's an easy game. Coaching's not that hard. On second thought, maybe we just go back to the desk.
Yeah, all right.
almost ready to jump into this Astralis X-KOM AGO game, but as it turns out, there seems to be a lot going on in and around, behind the scenes, anything that you could possibly think of within a match yesterday. We are all delivered that between Heroic and Astralis, and luckily enough, we caught up with Glaive prior to jumping into today's game.
Hey everybody, it is day 3 of Group D, and right now I'm joined by the IGL of Astralis. It's none other than Glaive. Glaive, yesterday you had an extremely intense series against Heroic, both on map 2 and 3. You managed to get to 15 rounds, but lacked just a little bit to actually close the whole series. You probably had an opportunity to check out the demos, so maybe you can tell us what exactly you were lacking.
Yeah, it was tough. We got to 15 pretty quickly on map 2 on overpass. Lost a pretty stupid round, 1 versus 3 against Shoes. That really hurt us and brought our economy a bit down. And from there, we had a few more rounds that we could have won, but I think they played really good on the CT side on overpass. And of course, we wanted to do something different, but it's always easy to say when you look at the demo afterwards.
Yeah, it is always easier when you finally get to see what exactly happened. But while there was some war happening on the server, there was some stuff happening also off the server. Not going to talk about that. But I just want to know probably you right now you had a nice sleep and you probably already managed to mentally reset for the series, right?
Yeah, of course, we just think about one game at a time. It doesn't matter for us who the opponent is. We want to play the best we can every game, and we know this is a long group stage. We're playing 5 matches, and we need to win at least 3 or 4 matches to go through, and that's what's on our mind.
One thing I noticed that you used to a long time ago ban Mirage, then when you made the changes you switched to banning Vertigo, and now you went back to banning Mirage, and because of that you and Xipnix actually now have a better performance. Do you think that's the reason behind it?
We're playing Mirage today, so I don't know.
Okay, looking forward to see it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now there's the Astralis media training I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
see,
reeling it back in.
Yeah, they played good on the CT side. We could have done things differently, right? Today's a new day, ready to play a new game.
It must have been that badass breakfast up in Dusseldorf. Really just sets them off right.
Probably won that argument as well.
And exactly, that's just well, nothing more to say. Now, of course,
Glaive is the best IGL in the history of CS and best mid-round caller there ever was, 100%. And I don't think he's going to be too rattled after yesterday's, loss, and he's just going to go to the next game. I think they will qualify for sure.
Are you on Astralis' payroll or something?
It must be.
I am the...
Config is the best re-entry frag. Best
no, it's just what Astralis did for CS is just unbelievable.
They did do a lot.
Jokes aside, yeah.
We'll give that credit.
And I know what I think where this comes, this attitude towards Heroic and KDM from Glaive, because they never really got a chance to defend their throne, right? Heroic kind of overtook him during COVID, online. They had their own roster issues, device leaves, they get a new team, and they never really got, in their own environment on LAN until the Blast finals, right? And then they beat them there, so he's feeling yeah, even with the new players, right? As soon as you go to the real environment, we can beat you. So that I think that's where it comes from, right? He hated seeing them on top, saying that they're the best team in the world, the best Danish team. He's looking at that and he's like, no, you're not. We just didn't, we just got kind of played.
Well, sometimes it just seems that everybody forgot about Astralis.
As good as Glaive is and Config as well, they still need a little bit more restructuring right there. We speak about this clash of roles between Blame and Zip, even though Zip was playing a little bit better lately. Yeah. So and Glaive as well. So they kind of up their performance a little bit, and you can see in the results immediately. Yes, they lost yesterday. We saw how unfortunate it was. Props to Heroic. They magnificent resilience there, and they deserve at the end to win that game. But we are talking about Astralis here and how well they played overall. In the first game, they eliminated the EG really easily from that game.
Dominated.
Yeah, exactly. And then in the second game, they should have won. They didn't. I believe today's going to be an easy game for them if they continue to have this good performance.
So let's do this. Let's flip the script a little bit. We've still got to go through map vetoes. Does make sense. There are maps to be played here in a best of 3. But for the AGO side, we talk about resilience. You want to give them credit for that 61, turning it into a much closer affair. But the days keep rolling on here.
I don't even know how you say a 7-time overtime. 6 time is sextuple, 7 time is 5 is quintuple. I don't know. That's too big of a words for me. I'm just a poor boy from Serbia. But absolutely for AGO, man, what a big win yesterday. Like everyone was expecting them to just go 0-5, not even put up a good fight. First they take Navi, you know, into
the brink,
the brink, right? Like having a couple opportunities to even win a map there, and then yesterday against Complexity, right? That has been looking better. They just managed to win that series again, showing a lot of resilience, showing good individual plays, good team play as well. They've been impressive so far in Pro League.
Yeah, and what's funny about this veto that we are seeing on the screen right now, they decided to go for Mirage, which was Astralis's perma-ban in the last couple of games. And what's more interesting, in the second stage of the vetoing, they removed their first pick from the first 2 games, which was Dust2. They got smashed by 16-1 by Navi, and they lost to Complexity relatively easy yesterday, 16-10, after 12-3 half, you know, on the CT side for Complexity. But so they decided, like, okay, maybe our game plans on Dust2 and maybe what we practiced is not good enough for this level of Counter-Strike. Maybe we turn to something else that's good for us, which is Mirage, and we can see.
And also Astralis is annoying to play. It's annoying to play to start T side against Astralis, right? Their utility usage is really good, and the way AGO has been playing, I think it would have been another 11-4 or something CT side.
CT side there, I expect the not Complexity, well, Astralis to start with a double op and Config getting that secondary op together with Farlig, and that's going to be a lot of pressure on the T side of AGO.
Well, I hate to report this to you guys, but it seems as though 216-0s have already been ruled in the way of AGO. Just kidding, it's April Fool's. I just kind of realized.
Oh, great Trace, yeah.
Sorry.
That's awesome, man.
If you guys could see the card that Kassad actually wrote.
Too bad you can't see it, but, you know, it's up there anyway.
The sentiment's there. He actually wrote a card that just says, "You suck." And there it is.
For the joke. Just for that joke.
Yeah, nonetheless.
You don't really suck. You're a good guy.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Nonetheless, we look at AGO.
Wow, that was nice, guys.
Hope. I have hope, rather. And
hope
I have
dies last.
Yeah, hope does die last. We won't die ever. Eternal. The internet is forever. And as it turns out, so is Counter-Strike. We're about ready to get that bad boy started too. AGO versus Astralis right here on Inferno. Astralis with something to prove. AGO looking to take away as much as they can on their way through the group. Let's do it. Let's get it on. All the OJ Bohr saying, and all the way over to Chad and Alex.
Wow, thank you so much, fellas. The only thing they were missing was telling that this is a bit of a David versus Goliath matchup. What with it, rank 9 versus rank 100. Chatty B on the mic with me, and Config receiving them with bullets as they do throw bodies into B. In fact, a quick trade from Fiku, but he won't be closing any rounds here. It's thanks to Zipex. Oh, dear Milky.
Oh, nice pivot.
Yeah, a bit of a whiffaroo. Blames secured it, and Astralis are off to a flying start.
Well, beautiful stuff right there. And the 1xBet odds, you better start putting a little bit of respect on the AGO name, because the Dusk was talking about it. We've been doing them every single morning, and they've been playing some fun Counter-Strike.
Can you make it more gangster and call it, say, respect? Just drop the T on that.
I can, but where I actually wanted to hit it with the whole, your apology better be as loud as your disrespect.
Oh, that's decent. Oh, reference game on point.
Yeah.
All right, round 2, and only Glocks, not a single penny.
And all 5 coming through Palace. So, Glaive, this is your chance for an ace, mate.
Maybe
Here we go.
Maybe they get a plant somehow. I don't know how. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Maybe he gets $1,200 and Farley gets $600. So everyone's happy.
Cash money.
And a nice knife on Blame. Didn't have him down as a green boy.
You did?
Didn't.
Oh, what Power Ranger color do you reckon Blame would be?
Blame would be a Power Ranger boss. You know, like they'd have to assemble.
Oh, he would be the bad guy?
Yeah, they'd have to assemble a Megazord, and then Blame F would just stroll.
Dude, I don't know if you have followed him on Instagram. I didn't think he could get any bigger, but he is getting absolutely gargantuan.
He is a meat shield.
He is massive. You got him, Config, and then Trace, the coach over there of Astralis now. I think that out of all the teams in Counter-Strike, if we were living... Hold up a second. Farley close ramp. That's a kill. Opener, ultimate down, and... Oh, he can just tuck away. Scuffed his smoke a little bit. Now, I want to get back to the fun in games. This is a hypothetical. This is not a real environment. But if there was any team...
What, the Megazord with Blame?
No, but if there's any team... If we were talking like a UFC version of Counter-Strike, I think Astralis would be like the best. Trace the coach, Blame, and Config. Don't worry about the other 3. You don't even need the other 3.
That'd be pretty rough and tumble, for sure.
I don't think anyone else can pick a team. If you can think of a team, use the hashtag ESL Pro League, tweet it my way, and let me know who you think could challenge Astralis outside of the server, as we are in a 3-on-5 very swiftly into this one here, and it's not looking great for AGO out the gates. Milky has a chance. Shot's not landing.
God damn, that UMP is pesky when mobile, and already we're seeing AGO just collapse upon arrival in the first gun. Fiku with that bomb doesn't get a chance to really force any rebuys, and I'm seeing a grand total of one death. Config falling the only casualty over the course of these 3.
Oh, Ultimate's known as Cat today.
Cat.
Cat.
I love, my favorite was Dart, but Cat is a close second.
Cat is just very subtle, isn't it?
Yeah. Cat.
Cat.
It's very, it does speak to his agility in the speed by which
very true.
He executes his opponent.
Maybe what we could do is every time Ultimate comes in with his pre-muted
it gives us
something we could use
work with. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, you've already got the cat in the bag or in the hat.
Well, stop splurging so soon. It's round 4, Chad. You've burned through all of my feline jokes, and I'm feline a bit hard done by about that. Wow, what's wrong with us today?
Oh, we've got some energy this morning.
Good, yeah. We had our coffees, and Lehman's had his Powerade, because that's a quick one to the head. Ultimate does find the head of Blame with his pistol, and suddenly this round actually is a whole lot more threatening. Glaive catching one through the side of Con. He's good to stand his ground. That's just straight up aim duel winning. Fiku, Fiku has managed to put the final bullet necessary into Glaive, gets across, spotted jungle perhaps. Oh, wow, and he's the one taking the duels with confidence now. Config alone, he was the only to fall. Now he's the only one standing. Ultimate and Fiku working their way into the A site. And how likely is it that as time passes, as this bomb is planted, they check ramp? I mean, someone's going to be looking.
Yeah, well, he's very noisy about it. If he cuts noise now, he won't be heard. But apparently, Config's W key is broken. Ultimate, did he catch a glance? I think he did.
Yeah, CT's there to swing out.
Oh, Scorcher right there. Hot one for Ago. As Ultimate will finish it off. And yeah, Fiku, he has been very, very good in these mid to late rounds. The clutch from this kid has been fantastic to watch. And it's not the end of the world. Astralis can buy, but we saw what happened when they had a couple of boo-boos yesterday. I think everybody playing at home thinks Astralis should have won that series, and likely in a 2-0 fashion. Now, they didn't. They dropped the ball too heroic, and the desk covered what ensued afterwards. But it's good to see the type of Counter-Strike Astralis were playing. I think the quickness came back to haunt them in certain scenarios, but they're showing confidence in their individual ability. And, well, Farley, dangerous in Danish. Up he comes. Scope trained in. Config next to him. It's like tandem AWPs in connector right now, as they will have to pivot back. A bit unorthodox as far as the setup concerned, but it is a slow one for Ago out the gates here. 3 players parked top mid, Furlan and Fiku on the extremities.
That is one of the luxuries of Astralis, isn't it? Whenever you're integrating a new player, be it Lucky, be it Farley, be it any of the previous, you have got Glaive telling you where to go. And I just imagine you are going to probably give that a little bit of an extra pep in your step. And, well, there's no pep in Configs as he tries to walk through the smoke on Abs, immediately caught by Furlan, and he hasn't been traded back. Zipex confirms there's still tracers and presence. Mid-window smoked in unison with that of Connector. Our Obs team, I swear, are getting cracked. Watching the highlights back of yesterday's at the end of the broadcast, all the EVS highlights tell the whole story. These guys are getting real good, and so's Milky as he's on the way through. Flame F should have him. There's 2 to fight, and if the molly, he might swing on that. He will. Oh, no sound cue, but no bullets connecting either. Farley elsewhere from CT continues to be a threat.
Can still go back to B here.
Got time, but they've lost Lehman.
Is it prepared for this?
I'm not sure. Certainly not. Furlan books him, and now the retake just impossible.
Glaive's trying to get there quick towards short. Farley has to wait. He has to chill his beans for a moment. If he forces through the market position, he could just go down to Furlan's aggression. And Glaive, look at this. They just pushed right? W.
They know that Ago are going to be giving them some respect, but turning the flash and a double swing, a little bit of damage, and Farley surely, waving the white flag, getting out of dodge, and he will take whatever he can. I suppose it's going to be a smoke grenade and, of course, that AWP into the next.
It's nice to carry on through as well, and in the next round of play, Farley can keep himself mobile, look for picks, and keep moving that AWP around, but Ago with 2 consecutive rounds here, and done quite well. Just an opening kill onto Config with that little reaggress after the double connector beginning, and they're able to capitalize on top of it. So good by the books Counter-Strike here, and that's what we've come to expect with just 2 days of play from Ago. Now, coming into this event, this 5-man roster only had 1 map recorded on HLTV. Every other map that you've seen has been here at EPL Season 15. So we're getting to see what this team really has. And one of the things, if you're a Polish fan and you're tuning in right now, well, hello, how are you doing? The Polish
Can you say hello in Polish? I can't. I can only say thank you and good evening.
Dziękuję is thank you, right?
Yeah, and dobranoc is good night.
Dzień dobry?
Dzień dobry, Katowice. That's welcome.
Okay, we were close.
We're getting there.
Give us something.
We should have hello. That's kind of embarrassing.
Give us like half a point.
Hello in Polish.
Well, I just go, g'day, mate, how you going?
It's, oh, well, that's not...
Can't type that one in.
Cheshire.
Ah, okay, well, we'll work on that one.
Yeah, sorry about that. Farley, oh, hang on. We could lose that B or immediately.
Keep on moving now.
Yeah, he needs to keep a bit of a jog on. Now they
Twinkle toes, get all over the place.
Like, they know for now that the only real threat was last seen B. Now, does that lead them to just quickly gather their resources and commit, or do they need another answer? They'll see what they find. Already an advantage found by Farley's AWP.
They're calling his bluff, right? They are heading back towards B, assuming that likely with that pick he's going to do what I'm saying, move around the map. And they've done that. They've actually completely evacuated the AWP over towards window. The smokes are clearing. Nothing is seen on the jiggles. But the best positive right now for Astralis is Config was able to get his hands onto that dropped AK-47. Flash back towards B. They can hear this coming.
Yeah, let's see how Farley handles this one.
Nice shot.
Wow, Lee-Man caught on the jump across. Good reactions out of Farley. And he is cut down. Not going to clear Config, and Config can win the round with 2 lovely connections on that AK. 2 rifles, and they've played this to perfection. Only Ultimate now. Looking to peek wide on the jump. Does get that gap, and not going to hit the quick flick. He's a threat, but not today.
Oh, they get double. They didn't get both AWPs back just there. There was a juggle of guns late, and they only retained 1. I think they can afford them still. Glaive could actually drop an AWP across if they want to keep running with the double AWP setup, but that's just a little detail that might come back if that was their plan.
Ooh, just before Lee-Man disappeared, and Config, you know, but this is one of the beauties of the setup. Farley only has to call they're in, Config playing for the clear, and gets himself the pair.
Yeah, Farley already looking a bit more comfortable within this team than what poor Lucky did. Now, for Lucky, we're not going to be hard on the kid. It was, you know, him coming from an academy team into the main roster and not being given his roles, sometimes not being even given the AWP. Yeah. So, oh, Blame, caught out, but he was going to make this one work, up and over.
Look at the gap he's working with. He can peek just between the 2 smokes at 2 different depths. They are walking up Cat, and that's Glaive to contact. Blame might be baited in here. They're going to be so focused on Khan. He can strike again. Lee-Man booked.
Should go down here, surely.
Yeah, not expecting Ultimate, just posted up and even threw a pot shot at the jumper across from Glaive. 10 HP on him. Now, 2v4s are not out of the wheelhouse of Ago.
You're right. You are very right there. The Spidey senses have to be tingling for Astralis now at an all-time high. You've seen the type of rounds that especially Complexity lost yesterday.
And I love this player. It's just a contingency move from Farley. He can essentially tell his team to worry about everything else.
I think this is really cool, the way that Astralis were playing, and I was enjoying how dynamic they were on Ancient. They had Blame in Cave, they had Zip locking down B long, and then everybody else was like, they would always change between mid and A.
I don't want to throw you in any hot water, but can I ask a question for a sincere answer?
You can attempt it.
Did Astralis Heroics result and the length of the game, the competitive nature of the game, surprise you in any way?
Well, I know that there's always going to be a bit more passion thrown into that one. Probably a bad word to use, but a bit more, you know, it means a lot.
Or on the line, yeah.
Yeah, so in terms of the competitive nature, I never thought it was going to be a walkover. Just the individuals in each team wouldn't allow it to be. But I think the fact that Heroic were almost about to be beaten 2-0 is what surprised me the most, right? Because realistically, Shush, that was a beautiful 1-on-3, right? The fact that he hard clears that first guy truck side, he gets given the fight to Dicebox and then just has to win out the 1-on-1, and then they come back and bring the comeback. That was great. The game really delivered in that regard. I think the fact that it was almost an Astralis 2-0 was quite surprising to me, yes. Because with this whole Na'Vi situation, with Headtrick in the server instead of Boomich, you have to put Heroic as the favorites in the group right now.
100%, yeah. I mean, especially considering how quickly Astralis are having to retool a newer roster. Farley's alive. Fiku does hit 2 Deagle bullets. He's going to feel a little bit hard done by with that one. You take the aggressive line on a lighter buy and you tag up the AWP twice. No, Blame. He's going to sweep through. Good luck. And, oh, it's Furlan.
Last time, too.
He handles that aggression with ease, and it's happening again. They're giving him the fights, and Ago are not slouches when it comes to the individuals pointing on the head and clicking. That's the fundamentals.
And this was one of the themes with Astralis yesterday as well. They always wanted to fight. They always wanted to be in the action. It gives us some great Counter-Strike to watch, but rounds like this become so much more susceptible to Deagles.
Oh, yoy, Furlan dances gracefully over the AWP, posted up towards the window. Zipex elsewhere onto Milky. So that's the B player. They are walking into A. They are so low, though. Glaive could have a bit of a shooting gallery. And there you go. Mission accomplished. Glaive with 4 in very quick succession. Puts himself up to 9 and Astralis up to 6.
I would like to see Vitality, NIP, when Device returns, and Astralis play Mirage in a round robin. They all just play each other and they keep going. Whoever wins the 2 consecutive, right, winner stays on.
Pat, are you suggesting a Mirage-only tournament?
I am.
I never thought I'd see the day.
So because I've been participating in my my Boomer League in the mornings. There's not a league at all. It's just me, Maniac, Get Right.
Yeah, it sounds like fun, though.
A couple of other blokes. We get up early, we play Counter-Strike before the sun's even risen, and I've been playing a bit more Mirage. I don't dislike it as much as I did.
You probably like it when you're playing with those lot.
When you're playing with people, you know
the game as much as you do.
Yeah, and you're all having fun and stuff. It's great. It's enjoyable. It's not just a solo queue faced adventure.
Well, Glaive has to get out of there. Bit hot for him, and the smoke as well from the CTs will shave some time off the clock. Config, oof, just standing in the open. These are the fights he's ready to take him. He's backing himself in, but Ago just as quick, just as scary. That shouldn't be anything more to say. Furlan should catch that nade, and does. Zipex on B, a problem, and just like that, a flurry of frags all in favor of Astralis. Already look like we're launched up to 7, but it's ultimate. He's missed his first. They're teasing him now. Zipex even on the USP, just glancing through as Farley posted for the 7.
Notice how reactive both teams are being, right? Astralis just there gave up the opening kill, but immediately 2 guys scrambling towards window, fighting, nading, everyone just taking fights. And a dynamic CT side again, right? We see Blame and Connector one round, the next we see him under balcony. They're just chopping and changing the setups all the time, and I actually kind of like that approach. It's just difficult when you are Glaive to keep coming up with different CT setups that are always going to show something that's not, well, it's not going to be as well drilled if you're changing things all the time, but that could also be one of the positives, that if you have competent players who can play all the positions and the roles and understand how to play that team-based Counter-Strike on top of one another, it doesn't matter as much, but then you have to start asking the questions, well, refining something, really chalking it out, does that make a huge difference? And I think a lot of people would probably say with Astralis of the past, yes, but Mini Rock's getting on the mic right there, and you can see Trace in the picture, and not the host, the coach of Astralis. Now, if you missed it, I made a tweet about him the other day, bit of a legend for the 1.6 days. Apparently, that's what happens when you're a coach of Astralis. You're either Zonic, Ave, or Trace, all part of MTW once upon a time. Bit of history for all of you. I actually tweeted out some of Trace's highlights from 1.6. He was one of my favorite players to watch. He played CSGO for Fnatic in the 2013, that's when it was Moddy, Frizz, Zipex, and Carrigan. So that's a history lesson for everybody.
Cool that Zip is playing with his old teammate again.
That's kind of crazy, isn't it? From a whole different game as well. They were playing together in 1.6.
Oh, okay, so Farley punished by just the Galil, and this is again how Ago like to start rounds. It's the closing that's been the problem.
Double scout.
Ugh.
This one should be called Trouts, I think.
Yeah, they are trouting. And it's not going to last too long for Lee Man.
Is it trouts that swim upstream, or is that the salmon?
The salmon.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you what like defines a trout. I fished them in RuneScape before. Trout. I don't need a definition, do I?
You don't really know, because you know it's a fish. You need like just a Wikipedia on trouts. As Furlan goes down, Blame will scoop that one up and grabs himself the AWAP. The second one retained as well in the hands of Mr. Zipex. And this is a great start here from Astralis, hot out the gates. But to be fair, Ago have always struggled on the first map of each series we've seen so far, and it's always been their choice. Like Dust 2 against both Na'Vi and Cole. I know the game against Cole in terms of the Dust 2 result, it seemed close, but I think Complexity were rushing to finish that game. Get your trout facts yet, or?
Well, it's part of the salmon family, or the Salmo family, I should say, as my Latin is 0.
Well, we need Hugo for that, don't we? Double nades. Ali peppered again.
Byron, and you can see this tiny little gap. He's trying to catch a glimpse. The smoke from Blame will obscure for now, but as it fades, Blame could be sticking out for a milky wide swing.
Also spam through there as well.
Is it effective?
Yeah, it's obviously not.
Deterrent?
Yeah, it's not super optimal, but if you wanted to be cheeky and you didn't want to swing off of it, you could try and pepper him through the box.
Okay. Well, we have got a bit of a slower one, so there's not been any kind of immediate 3v3.
If there's any analysts watching out there, and I don't mean the ones we have in the studio, I mean the ones probably watching for other teams, I feel very bad for you because every round is a different CT setup from Astralis.
Yeah, you're trying to write stuff down. Trying to keep track of it. They are juggling, keeping it dynamic, keeping it unpredictable. There's a nice opener. Ultimate. Claws Glaive out of the round.
They're going to have to clamp down on mid here. Blame F's in window. They need to boost up short, try and activate. This stairs space taken. There it is. Great little move to get one back.
And now he can go anywhere he wants. They do have a lot of space on A. And ooh, now they've got a whole lot of space. Config just beheaded on that CT box. Crouched, hidden, deleted.
There's no CT smoke, though. Farley's going to be able to post up here.
Oh, that is a problem, especially with Blame as well from jungle. He is playing this as reserved as he should. And elsewhere, Milky's just been felled by Zipex. So now they can focus all of their attention on this cross. Fiku has gotten across. 20 seconds, though, and a big one to relieve some pressure. They can plant open, no longer a threat from short. CT is the primary CT vantage point, and they are just charging through.
And Molly should spread, but too late, too late.
Farley and Blame in a 2v3 at disadvantage.
Might be discussing a save here unless a kill comes their way.
Yeah, and Farley wasn't far off on his bang, but this time it's of the essence. He's been tagged up on the Tetris box, and so now looking to save that orb. He may not necessarily survive.
Yeah, this is the thing. Fiku over towards window room is denying the escape towards market. Now, if they've done their calculations correctly,
should be good.
He should survive from the bomb. I'm not going to lie, I don't know how much damage it's going to do from this exact position. He might even get away with it scot-free.
8 damage, 5 damage.
All right, well, 18 down to 11. So 7. That ain't bad.
7 with armor from CT pit. There you go.
So there you go, guys. If you're playing in that back corner and the bomb is planted on the far side of triple, you'll only take 7 damage. Write that one down. Put that in your notebooks. We're learning today.
We learn something new every day.
Now, I think the nuance of this map is something that, like, just because when I was playing it back in the day, we would always just get disrespected. And back when I played Counter-Strike, it was just kind of really quick, right? It was a lot quicker or direct. Now with the mid-round and Mirage, it's a bit more exciting. You know, it has a few more layers to it, the nuance.
Oh, spotted.
Yeah.
So what's the react to that? Do you boost even though you've been spotted, or you try and get to con?
Well, Furlan's going to lock them in. So one of the things is they might have to contest mid as a unit here.
Oh, he's trying his luck. Yeah, Config does manage to bail out. Costs him a little more health, but Glaive sticks around. Now, to be cleared is Furlan. He's responsible for the potential. Bit of a standoff at this point in time.
I think they're probably assuming, considering how many resources Astralis just dumped to get one player out, they didn't see it, but they're going to assume it on the time. Look, knife out. Yeah, he just assumed that they evacuated completely, right? They used an extra smoke, a couple of flashes, and they think, okay, well, they've actually tucked away because we spotted him. Not the case. Glaive with a big one.
Wow, the power of keeping your opponent guessing. Extinguish, nades, Glaive still there, and now he thinks he'll go towards the apps. That makes sense. The player that was responsible has gone down, so he'll get all the answers to the questions as to whether or not he's playing a very wise game of counter here.
Full rotation coming
over. Yeah, of course. They're going to have 4 to receive them, and he's got all the info.
There's only 1 smoke on Zip to block this, right? And also only 1 smoke from Ago to execute with, so it is going to be mainly done with the bullets here. There's the smoke towards Palace. They can draw their attention all towards A ramp. Fiku is negated, and look where Config's tucking on in. Should be good for a kill or 2 once Farley takes that initial shot.
Oy.
Didn't get spotted?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay, indeed. Now, this is really brutal for Ago. They're going to have nothing, and then suddenly everything in front of them. And that might be the marker of the start. Zipex reveals himself jungle, all attention drawn as Config comes out of his hidey hole. He spots out, denies the bomb. The round is over. Fiku falls to the Zipex spray. He's farming up frags as well. Everyone is delivering here. I think the frag distribution's pretty damn sexy right now. In fact, yeah, 9 at the low end, 12 at the high end. Just 3 frags separating top from bottom from the Danes as we look to round out the last 2 rounds of our first half.
This is beautiful. And the team actually looks like they're on the same page, right? There's some maps where I look and I go, oh, maybe this I don't love exactly, because we're still getting together as a team, right? And plugging Farley in, I think it gives them a little bit more depth in terms of the AWP player, but all in all, there was some issues with the balance of the team before anyway, but it feels like Glaive is still getting to be in active roles. There's just always different setups. Blame too, right? Sometimes he's anchoring, sometimes he's pushing. This time the latter, as they retain mid control and they can start to batten down the hatches and prepare for what should be an A exec.
Yeah, I am glad Blame doesn't have to focus on the leadership as much as his crosshair now. You get to see just how powerful he is with it. And there's one example. Milky's gone down, and they are fast into this A site, and Lehman only 1 back. Config does fall. They need another one before they can even consider a plant. Their whole server gathered now around this A site. Farley continues to be a problem, bit of a nuisance. Walking in to finish with a flourish. Blame 3 grabs himself an AK-47 and now not only with a 1/2 but double digits. Ago really could use some way to find these last 2 rounds. And I'm looking at their cash. It's not going to be with everything they desire.
I'm curious as to see how Nuke goes, because we haven't seen them actually play Nuke yet. That's one of the maps that Ago haven't had to play so far during EPL Season 15. Another timeout called, and I think Mini Rocks wants to have that discussion about the last 2 rounds just as you were chatting about it because they need something, right? 11-4, okay, with the pistol. 10-5, very workable, right? And I know it's only a round difference, but it can mean the world when you're talking about pistol with conversions. It looks like they're having fun. Looks like they're having fun today. So it's good to see this from Astralis. I was concerned, right, that maybe some of just the static nature of a few of the team members' play styles would come to haunt them, but it's clear just from the few games they've played in this tournament so far that they've been working those out.
So with Max lost, you get to have 2 bites of the cherry. This one's going to be very utility-driven, and I'll let Chad Birchall kind of keep us on the right page for where this is going to go.
Well, the thing is, right now, they had 2 smokes, so they could still do... Oh my God. Ferland doesn't go down.
He's going to die again.
You can't go... Oh, okay. Well, it's going to be a B play here. They've only got 1 smoke, so you could do a short smoke, and you would be able to smoke off deep short with the flashes and go. The problem is because they use one towards top middle here, they couldn't do the pillar smoke. So this is going to be a little bit more direct. Here comes the flashes and away they go.
All right, well, at least it's just Farley and Zipex, and he hasn't this time provided the same shot he could the first time around.
Ferland's coming cat.
That's real nice onto the first. Yeah, Zipex is going to go down to Ferl. A nice one on the Tech 9 rush. So many bodies in kitchen, and that smoke from the CTs enables escape. More space for them to stretch their legs. It's still that threat from Ferland on shore, but it's Ultimate that goes down first. Oh, and now Config flanking the flanker, who just got flanked. And he does put one into his rump flank stake. Is that?
Rump flank stake?
We had a flank stake yesterday.
Yeah, but the flank
would be
flank? It would be on the flank, wouldn't it?
Is the flank?
I assume that would be one of the sides of the animal. I'm going to bring up a picture of...
Yeah, I wanted to work out what the flank... Well,
because the rump...
Because the rump is the booty.
Yes. So the flank is on the side of the belly, I believe. 11-3. Well, let's see. AK's out. No ultimate AWP.
This is some hard-hitting analysis, so just hold on. But
okay, hit me with it.
4
with your best shot
is better than 3, Chad. They are going to want the 4th.
It's true.
Yeah, thank you. Can't fault me there.
Not at all. Lots of smokes on the map right now, dotted around. Farley might have to backpedal out, and he will. Now, window boost is Blame's responsibility, and on the fade, gets the kill, gives them an opener. Ferland has been trying his best, but this time the gap's been dealt with, and Farley gets one as well.
Yeah, it's just winning out these duels, and the fights keep coming to them. They just can't seem to maintain a man advantage for longer than the first 20 seconds. It's also speaking volumes of the trust and the presence that Zipex has on that B site, because they can essentially fall into a 4-1 setup for the majority of the opening round until Zipex calls for aid from Farley. That's nice from Milky.
No, I agree with that sentiment. The fact that he's just been the solid anchor and everybody else has been very fluid in their positioning. It has been consistently chopping and changing, hard to read, hard to know what the setup's going to be, double ops or not. But this one here from Agu, Fiku with one, and they're good in these rounds.
Oh, well managed on the glaive wide swing.
These two again.
Yeah, these two like to find ways to close the round. Milky with a low HP opts for the AWP. Config, however, on ramp, and he hasn't denied the bomb. Doesn't immediately propose.
Has a smoke here, Alex.
Fiku from the jungle side. Config already operating with that assumption. His crosshair is so close to the Fiku clear.
Oh, another clutch.
Oldham secures it. 4. It's a whole lot better than 3. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see how Mirage does close out. Swap inside. We get to see Astralis' T side. And Ago to receive them on the defense. Don't go too far.
worst nightmare. Are you prepared? I'm your worst nightmare. I know you scared. I'm your worst nightmare. Are you prepared? I'm your worst nightmare. I know you scared.
Dzień dobry, everybody supporting Ego. That's right, apparently I said it was good night, but it's good morning. Dzień dobry. And we've got Astralis Ego here. It is that classic morning slot where myself and Chad Birchall get to talk about Ego, who really are having some of their first big official best of threes as a unit, as a five-man squad at Pro League. They're happy to be here, and they've definitely been demonstrating an affinity for the game. It's just a question of can they beat some of the titans of it. Astralis already 11 as they take to the T side of Mirage. It was Ego's pick. It seems that they've changed away, moved away from Dust 2.
It's going about as well as Dust 2 for them at the moment.
Yeah.
1xbet odds are clearly favouring Astralis in this one, and I'm sure Complexity are hoping that Ego can do what they did and upset Nade through a bit of tickle damage. Fiku's good on the pistols.
And no one's looking at him. The silencer really favours Fiku there as he gets a chance to touch and whittle away at Config's 100 health pool. Leeman's got 19, 15, 12, 8, 0. 0. Yeah, that's what he's got with those.
Oh, he delayed long enough so the rotation could get into place, but the biggest issue right now is the fact that Milky has taken all this B space, and if he wants to play a bit of a Wonderland, he could tuck into the classic Polish corner, but
give it to me.
He ain't doing that. He's going to patrol and control B, and back to Fiku, a second crack of the whip.
Oh, he's very peak happy. He's ready to take these jewels and does finish Glaive.
Well, he's only got 6 bullets left.
Yeah, he's going to have to count on Furlan as he does go down eventually. This could spiral.
Boys.
Spiral. We see them jump into their jaws. Now,
Milky.
All it takes is Milky to get hit by that one bat.
Hey.
Whoa, yeah, it pops Blame as Config rounds the corner. It could still, does not go wrong. Milky saves them. It got weird for a second, but a must-have pistol. If they can build upon that, take the first gun, that's when the confidence starts flowing. We've heard those interviews from Heku when she does grab the poles in their previous days of play. All it takes in Counter-Strike is you start believing, and your whole team starts believing in unison as you convert the first gun, and the gap gets a little less scary. 6 the lead for Astralis as it currently stands.
But Zonic, right, the reason that he talks about 11-4, right, is because if this happens, then the conversion, right, it wasn't a force buy, so it is going to have to be the eco and then into the first gun round. Then after that, right, you're already talking about this being a even game with 1 or 2 rounds in it. but it's very rifle heavy here from Ago. So as long as they don't lose any of these M4s, this will be fine going into the next buy round. Ultimate needs to sit tight. So very reserved stuff from him. And yeah, trying the burst fire on the Glock. It's you know,
admirable.
It barely works. It works, but it's very situational, right?
Pure RNG.
So this is great. They kept all 5 alive. That is perfect. After that early dink damage done to Ultimate, they keep everybody up. And now that they know that there was no head armor, they can piece the puzzle together to understand that this will be the buy, right? When you go into that round, it's a bit of a question mark. Are they forcing or are they going to be on something lighter? And clearly lighter was the option.
I think Ultimate got the final answer when someone was burst glocking jumping. I think that's when he was like, guys, 0 pennies spent. And they didn't have to spend too much to reinvest. In fact, now they just get the same weapons, but with all the util, all the kits, everything to ensure safe passage through round 18.
Now, the question mark is Ferlin has a very good spawn right now, and he has an MP9. So if he wanted to do something aggressive middle or jumping out underpass, both of which you would like to do on a bit of a bonus round, or if he wants to operate over towards B, he can just tuck on in and they can play a standard rifle round here. Here's Milky getting involved. A couple of nice shots. And there's the mop up from Ferlin on the MP9. Always feels good to run around with that bad boy in your hands. Now, here we go. Ferlin will not be taking the jump and the leap of faith. Ultimate window, Fiku connector, Lehman in sight. Milky to play short and Ferlin to play over towards the B balcony. Very deep one. We've seen this from Lehman before. He likes his A-ramp progression and he's going to get the space he desires.
Yeah, and that's such a bummer if you have plans involving early ramp presence. It's not going to be viable. You're just going to have to shave an extra 15 off of the clock.
I was speaking about how dynamic Astralis are. Look how dynamic Ago are. They've played close ramp, and now they've tucked on back to quite a passive setup, very connector and window-centric. Now they search for info. They get no info. Do they rotate heavy back into the site now? This is one of the things with Ago we've noted. They just keep moving.
Yeah, very dynamic. It's actually similar to how Astralis was succeeding in the first half. Config takes some liberties across, and down to 43. He could go down. Wow, he's willing to take these duels, and yeah, backs himself. Milky does convert.
Spoke about it earlier. These kids, they have no qualms taking fights. Their aim is good. Their aim is good, right? If you want to take a heads-up duel, they go, yeah, actually, please. We're
Sounds good to me.
So deep connector smoke could be into a B split right now. Oh, Blame and Glaive down the ramp. That could just mean, well, it's chopping and changing. I'll bite my tongue.
Yeah, doing a bit of everything, but ahead of the smoke, Ultimate's enabled for 1. Blame pre-fire good for it. 18 and counting for the buff Dane.
Thing is, if Blame goes underpass, he's not really going to add a lot to this round, right? It's now going to come down to Farley and Zip to entry in, and then Blame's going to come through late. So they still worry about Blame in mid, but we can see he's joined the pack. Good spot here from Milky.
It depends on how they cross, and it should... Oh, baited, has to drop, has to respect that. Ferlin responsible for short, distracted. Milky takes 1 and done. Farley still around, and indeed is dangerous. This 3v2 can go wrong for Ago. This is must win.
Oh, this gets problematic now.
Yeah, it's just onto Blame. 19 frags, but bomb ticking in his favor. Now they have to come to him, and he can shoot good, and they do isolate Jules. Fiku through the window. Blame can go anywhere. He's 3 frags. This could be the 4th. Fiku's good for it. Then saves Ago from a red face. Milky doing everything he could for the B site. Blame fragging up a storm through mid and looking to close on B. But 7 for Ago. The gap continues to get smaller.
The group hasn't concluded, obviously. I'm going to just check. And I think Fiku's had either, a minimum of 2 1v1 situations today that he's won. Maybe even 3. So
yeah.
This kid, right, he's been pretty clutch. I want to just take a look and say he must be top in the group as far as 1vx.
It's not like, I think I easily dismiss it as floaty, but there are players that do just genuinely close rounds, and you need them in your team.
He has the highest in the group so far at 5, but if we add the other 2 or maybe 3, he's had this
7 or 8.
Yeah, so he's racking them up right now. And he always backs his aim. That's one of the things that I'm starting to note with these kids is they back their aim. They're not afraid. This is the exact here, and there's actually 3 players stacked towards the site. So perfect stuff, perfect read here from Ago to shut down round number 19. Oh, they've called this off. They were so set and ready just to launch out the utility. Maybe the extra wallbang, the extra spam on through has given them cause for concern. They're clearing out T-spawn, just making sure that nobody has pushed past that magic line. Lehman is up close and personal towards ramp though. So realistically, if Glaive comes looking, just makes a couple of steps and runs away, Lehman might even catch some of these sound cues.
So he wants to try and keep their 8 feet planted, pull someone off of B. A close ramp flash isn't going to really sell much.
And he missed as well.
Yeah. They don't know what they're doing. I'm seeing indecision here. They're changing their plan. You can see it's going to be a mid with Blame Lurk ramp, juggling util back to Zip, and they don't know.
Connected to A wouldn't be bad with Lehman close.
Running around this map, 30 seconds, but still as a unit. This fight with Blame, Lehman's waiting for it, and oh, Blame wins it. They lose so much potency on this defense. Lehman gone, and now they're in A. Ultimate misses, and he gets jumped on by the Mac-10. It's so hectic. He still takes one with him. Keeps us interested.
Bomb's going down.
Yeah, Config, though, picking up the AWP and bringing the fight to them. He is somewhat of a berserker. Fiku, though, good for it. 2-on-2. We've got a big one here. Blame and Palace and low. So if Farley doesn't take one, this is a really awkward round for Blame. Farley needs to find at least one.
Well, they can smoke Blame off if they like. A smoke towards Palace would be perfect. That's just if Milky's thinking.
Default. Nice find onto Fiku. Farley does what he had to. Now Milky with the AWP. It's not the best perfect weapon for the job, but bad smoke, bad smoke. Calls the bluff, and it's his.
No time.
Yeah, that's the end of that. Milky just a bit flustered there. He didn't have much time. He's going to lose everything. Great play. Blame down 2, but 22 for him.
Oh, that was the opener and the closer from Blame. If Blame doesn't kill Lehman close ramp, it's very unlikely they're able to put so much pressure on ultimate, right? Because then it would be like 180 degrees that they'd have to be worrying about as they're running through connected towards A. So crucial kills there for Blame, but they lose absolutely everything, and both teams are a bit strapped for cash. A timeout called for Astralis here, and great impact from Config being felt. You can see how safe Blame played that, and the fact that he takes Milky away on the way out the door, it's huge. No AWP retained. Money in the bin, lost bonus very, very light on. That is the first Astralis T-side round now. Can they continue to build? Oh, they have dropped an AWP to Fiku.
I know we're not very in a tune with the emojis of Twitch chat, but what has PogChamp become? Can you see what I'm looking?
Yeah, it changes.
Oh.
PogChamp changes.
But look, I can't tell what it's a. Is it a burrito?
I don't know. Let me have a look.
Yeah, just see what they're spamming, because I have no idea what they've created there. Some sort of spring roll, summer roll. I don't know what's going on, but we'll find out if this Fiku AWP can make it costly and intimidating. They've invested heavily in Goss. That barrel already spotted. He's been sprayed down.
Yeah, real dramas now. I don't know if he'll get away from this. Noisy too. Fortunate. He needs to keep that AWP moving. They're walking up A ramp.
Perfect. Fast. He just walked straight through on the strafe. So nice from Ultimate. Glaive's there, though, and yeah, this one's going to go down very quickly. Look how much time there is left. Astralis are just, I was going to say, making short work of this, and a great nade to confirm our suspicions. Milky, just a deagle and some Kevlar. You'd love an AK-47, and one quick click could have put it in his palms, but that's 13.
It's a lizard, Alex.
A lizard? Not a burrito?
No, it's definitely the face of a lizard.
Oh, now you say it.
Yeah, you can see the lizard now?
I see it. It's not...
I can see why you thought maybe burrito.
Yeah.
I would have gone with like Pokemon egg at initial glance, like a Togepi. But it's definitely a lizard.
It's a lizard.
It's also April Fool's, right? So I don't know what type of hijinks Twitch is going to get up to.
Oh, do you know what it is? It's like the PogChamp is the lizard before it pogs. It's like its mouth is closed and then it pogs.
Oh, I see.
So, I mean, maybe.
We're learning a lot.
So if you do a PogChamp into a Pog, it's like it's not excited, then it's excited. I've worked it out. I'm smart. You're not. Let's go. USPs. Let's see if that can get them anywhere. I'd love to see a little bit of funny business because they've cleared out B. They're stacked in mid. If they get Fiku screaming no one's home, maybe we get a fast flank and a couple of squeals.
I feel
no,
like this round's over.
Yeah, well, that's fair. And I was just hoping that we'd have something to talk about for round 14 of Astralis running towards this finish line.
There'll be an eco slaughter here for someone. So pick your player. Blame would be safe. Actually, no. Blame's dink now.
Yeah, he has to sit in Palace and
maybe
fluff the
Glaive.
cushion. Glaive.
I'm going to go with Glaive.
Choose your hero. Who needs the frags the most? But they're all very even apart from...
Nobody needs them in a team game like Counter-Strike, Alex.
To keep our even distribution, Chadney.
Well, they need to share them in that case.
Okay.
Flame has really taken off. He's quite ahead of the rest of the packet. This is good. Yeah,
there we
nice.
go.
All right.
Nice,
Couple for Glaive, couple for Config. That's sharing and that's caring. 17, the next highest after Blame. That's Glaive. On the other side of things, Fiku with 16 to his name. Now, the thing with this game is it doesn't feel like we've seen the ultimate AWP as much as we did in the previous matches. Just hasn't been able to get it out as much as I'm sure he would like. Very mechanically skilled on that AWAP. Now, so I know you were praising before, like the replays and all that good stuff. Now, we've obviously got Rush Lee 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the ones to zeros. We've got J-Raz on the contextual cams. We call him the gun finder. And we've got Max on replays.
Yeah, and I think that is the dream trio. Because when you have the context replays from J-Raz off Max, and I'll stop because Ultimate's about to try and put a stop to this B defense. Milky needed double, has put a double up, and the shot missed, or Farley tagged at least.
Milky's going to get them all.
He might as well. He can't challenge now. Farley low, but Glaive trying to be the difference maker. Fiku has perhaps won the round on that exchange alone. Farley's so tagged. Ultimate hit a shot into his shin. I mean, Farley would have to be really switched on to be considering this.
It's likely he makes a step as well, moving away from this position. And now that Fiku's under the line of sight, good night. Great round from Milky. Turns out the Milky Way is on Orion's belt.
That was the cat's collar, right?
Yeah. Surely it's not a spoiler anymore.
Come on, mate. I'm talking about Snape and Dumbledore.
Yeah,
I think Men in Black is safe.
Can't be a spoiler about that anymore.
That was a big spoiler, though.
Yeah. Good film.
Good film. Do you know what I watched the other day? Hard recommend on Babe. Babe the pig.
Yeah, okay.
It holds up. Those animals are talking, bro.
Yeah. It's
like legit. The mouths are moving. I mean, I don't know. I was enraptured. Enraptured? That's not a word. My attention was captured.
Yep.
So I said enraptured.
We're good at that. Yeah. Combining words. The modern English with Chalix.
It is a word. Past tense, enraptured. Give intense pleasure or joy to. Not the one I was looking for. Fiku, however, finds the one he was. And look at that. Farley's been cancelled as well. This one already looks like a gap closer. It's a long road for Ago if they want to be competitive on this CT side. And with the bomb lost, we get to kind of watch Zipex and Blame work. As I would say in tandem, they are going to be on different sides of the map.
Now, these two are the ones that you probably don't want both alive in 1vx, in like 2vx situations, because neither of them likes to make a play. They both prefer for their counterpart to make the move, but Blame's actually looking pretty good here, having a crack, having a jiggle, because one of the two needs to initiate something to give some space to the other. So if Blame can get a kill, that means Zip can slink through mid and hopefully catch somebody rotating. Molly under porch would be perfect. Not the porch, that's on Inferno. The balcony, shadow, dark. Okay, well, this one here might just be about damage. Considering they haven't moved and the bomb is still down mid, it could just be a round where...
Leoman loses the game of patience.
Never liked that game.
I hate that game. But especially when you're having one of those games, as you can see, Leoman has not been having fun. You just want to touch your keys a little bit more. Just, you know, you could have won the round by taking both hands off the keyboard and mouse, but he does go down. We'll see Blame and Zip sit out the rest of that round, keeping hold of their resources.
Picked up the AWP there, Zip, as well, so that's fantastic to carry on through. Config could drop an AK right now, give that to Zip. He already has head armor. You got to give something to Zip. He just saved the AWP. Okay, he's going to get a Deagle as charity from Farley here. Blame could... Oh, he's gone for nades. I was going to say he could drop something over and they could go for a real hodgepodge buy, but they've opted for Deagles. Config, Glaive, and Zip all on the Deagles. The saved AWP tossed across to Farley and Blame on the AK-47. Can Astralis get done here? Fiku out mid. Not too flustered. Will extinguish. Oh, Fiku actually takes so much burn damage there. That's a real problem.
But again, with this posturing for a B commit and then cancel.
Yeah, and a read here from Ago. Now, I'm not sure if this is because of the amount of damage Fiku has taken. They might just boost him up to this, but they will. And they're going to leave him here. Because he's so low, if it is a B play, he's good for one, right, in this type of a position. That's going to free up Furlan to rotate towards middle. Milky will do his best to bait them in because that B exit we were talking about still appears to be at least on the cards for now.
Yeah, let Farley work his magic. Let him clear through.
How's he going to clear Fiku, though?
Yeah, that's not going to be easy. He's made a step, deliberate or not. Milky is ready to try and set that trap. Bomb's maneuvering through middle, and Furlan is overseeing top mid, but underpass will have to be next on his agenda.
One of the cool things with this setup is once connector is no longer smoked and Lehman is close towards the ramp and balcony position, his ultimate can peer down and take connector fights with that AWP. But 40 seconds and the go will have to come soon here, or all this saved weaponry will be for naught.
30 seconds, it does look like quite a familiar look. Mid-smoke. Furlan distracted as they walk up con. Smoked again, this is nice from Astralis, and now Farley has opened up the gate, but the bomb now loose on the floor, courtesy of Furlan. On the reload, he gets pushed.
Sketchy.
Very sketchy. Blame does get it, but it's Lehman with a very big double.
Bomb's loose, need to get it now, need to get it right now.
Milky has won the round. If he can just get away, the hunt from Farley strafing through, and I think he's safe. Milky tucked and 10 secure.
Not even the wallbang attempt there from Farley. Didn't want to risk it to get the bloody biscuit if he went down after time.
I know,
that would have
Milky.
been miserable. Wow, okay. Ago, fans of a comeback, fans of a long eat. Well handled there, and Lehman, the man who's been quiet, that was a instrumental double to shut this one down. You can see here I was talking about the pivot. Ultimate steps out, immediately booked by Farley. That was great. And oh, Farley as well, cutting off rotation. So a lot done from him. There's the Lehman double in the kill feed. And Milky, Smoke Criminal, comes through, gets away, and gets the round for Ago, as it will just be the saved AWP out for one more little look.
Yeah, check out that aggressive Palace look. You got Furlan already deep tucked, and Fiku was there just to encourage and enable him to get there safely.
Just love every round, it's different. There's always something. That was a chance, wasn't it?
Yeah, slips by the wayside.
Not going to get many more of those in a round like this.
Milky allowed to keep on kicking and playing his trade with that AK-47. Very light buy from Astralis, so this will become just a 3-round deficit for Ago. Much more manageable than the way that half really started and felt for the majority. An 11-4 at the end. And Ultimate gets the info. Yeah, he does. So Prosters is crosshair ready for the first swing through. He knows he's got company. He's got Fikus. Oh! Support him, and he'll take 2 with the 1 bullet. Problem solved. He re-peeks in, and he actually tags up Farley. That's huge from him. He's trying to get style points on a USP.
It was a cold zero, mate. Jumping AWP, why not?
I mean, all he has to do is not peek. Farley does fire off a shot, hoping for the wall bang, but these guys are very shaken. And, oh, wow, Farley pre-aims. And now the AWP does go down. All it takes is a config headshot to spiral, but it hasn't.
Oh, you're going to try and save again, are you? Well, not this time round. Fiku will eliminate, and 14-11. The score's now really coming back in this in a big way. Farley, because he saved the AWP again, his loss bonus, he didn't get to accrue it for 2 rounds straight. That means only 2,900 for him, so it won't be a full buy again. It'll be one more deagle to come out around these AK-47s. I love this, right? So he's playing that slither gap, and he's only used it for info twice, right? He never took the shot after seeing players multiple times. He wanted to take the wider shot. A lot of players, when they're playing that tight line, will try and hit that, and while you're bolting, they'll be charging you down. So Ultimate there, getting away with a bit of murder. It's out mid we go.
Yeah. Aggressive out mid. Config's going to be battling for some space here. Gets himself across initially. He's one of the 4 riflers and 2 that have been dispatched to mid. Finally just on that dig with him.
Oh, how far is Lehman going to go here? He's looking for the toes.
God, Zipex doesn't need to see you for long, does he?
That's really good damage, but is this going to activate Blame? Because it's likely if you're doing that there's 2 players combing close ramp. Blame's not going to move, and probably the right call because Lehman's dipped on back. Furlan's still hanging around, and Ultimate was posted up for that type of a punish. Milky passive on B, Fiku still being a nuisance mid, and they are going to attempt an execute on towards A. They should have 4 players here to respond to this. They just don't have much utility to play a smoke molly defense. 2 Molotovs from Ultimate and Furlan to stall this one out. First one deployed. And Ultimate's getting closer. They're really up close and personal A ramp right now.
Oh, Furlan, doesn't matter if he's flashed. He still manages to pull the trigger full blind onto 1. And Ultimate, close quarters. He's ready for more. Oh, Ultimate winning the round. Right in front of them with the AWP. He can grab the AK for survival. Lehman has caught that Palace lurk. And Config, yeah, he's hard committed. Enemies on either front. Lehman's being walked on. He's not ready, but that's Ultimate's job. Nicely played by Ago, shutting down Astralis on the A-take.
Just loving the ideas. And he's combat AWPing right there. You don't see too much of that these days. Just getting 2, right? 1 was great. The second, fantastic. And forcing another timeout here. Astralis really starting to scratch their head now. They only have 3 rounds to boast so far on this T side. Now, Blame and Glaive looking at each other. Now, the backbone of Mirage for this team is Blame and Config, coming from the Complexity days, right? Those two are the ones who would have inspired Glaive to start playing this map because, well, Astralis, as we all know, when they were the greatest team in the world, this was not a map in their pool. It was their veto time and time again, back since that game in June against Furia. Now, this is where you would love to have a pocket strat, something a little bit fast where you can catch a player off guard, right?
Oh, Groovy stickers. They're calling back to the OGs.
Yeah, I think it's Groovy and Furlan who have the graffiti. That's the E-battle on when the Danger Zone. I think those two are the ones that have the graffiti on the roof.
That's right. Wow, good memory.
Well, I play a lot of Danger Zone.
And that was the one where Rush died to the zone, right?
Yeah, but now he's one of the greatest Danger Zone players in the world. What a story arc. It's like an anime.
Oh, it is. And you can find all of Rush's amazing Danger Zone moments in the break. We're not there yet, though. Ego want to extend play. Milky could not have been more blind.
This is a hard retake now.
So blind. This could be the one to change the pace. Hard retake indeed. Furlan trying to keep tracks of the walk-up kitchen. Steps have been made. A smoke has been dropped. This is really, really hard to break in. The power of a well-placed flashbang. Do you save? I don't know.
Like next round on these 1,400 loss, right?
15. You're giving them a boatload of opportunities to close Mirage here. This is Ego's pick. Oh no, another perfect flash. Zip has played it so well. Down goes Ultimate with the AWP, and Astralis have converted with nothing more than pistols and a couple of very well-placed flashes.
That's the backbreaker. That's picking him up and bending him over the knee right there. Absolutely destroyed. And Glaive, he's unlikely to clear this, so Fiku will get one, but his position now noted. Zip, Farley around the world. Blame going to cut off over towards window. They might be able to take this rifle away as well because Config trying to thrust through short.
I can't believe it breaks like that. But Astralis, the util on top of that opening pick, it just made sure they were profiting from the opening space.
Fiku, the boy who lives there, and that is massive. I think one of the keys here is that they postured with that B execute, what, 2 or 3 times and never committed. This time round, they've gone all in, and it just was Paul Milky on his lonesome. And if he doesn't get one, you can see exactly what happens. Final timeout being called here from the Ego side of things, and Mini Rock's just trying to tell me it ain't over yet, boys. We got an all-power, we got 2 M4s, Milky, Fiku. Get some goods in your hands too. Milky can operate on B with an SMG. They've actually been able to get out 3 M4s, which is great. So Fiku surviving has given them an awful lot here. But that's a frustrating one to lose.
After all of that.
Yeah, but this has been a great comeback.
Wow, what's it been actually? That was 5 in a row that Astralis just put a stop to. So
8 in total on this CT half from Ega. There's still a real opportunity for them to push this.
It's just
that OT.
3 consecutive to tie us up at 11-4 halves apiece. AGO, they've played plenty of Mirage CT rounds over the course of that Na'Vi game. Let's see if they can pick up full 3-0 here. It's not the overtime buy, though, is it? Look at their util. Fiku already exhausted all of his resources.
And it's a default round. 2B, 1 mid, 2A, right? They're not playing heavy mid to fight and contest. They're not going for one of their crazy apartments pushes. They're not doing anything outside of the box right now. Unfortunately for them, Astralis haven't gathered together to go for a set piece. They've gone quite default heavy themselves. They've been able to get Config out towards tap. Farley still posted top mid with that AWP. Glaive lurking around the underpass. And now Blame F alongside of Zip are heading back over towards A. Now, they've allowed Config in certain rounds to come for these late lurks. He's walked down when the A execute comes in, finds a timing. He's gotten the better of Fiku every now and again. But it could even be a 2-pronged push because Config top mid with Glaive underpass will allow them for a little bit more pressure through that corridor.
Yeah, so we're just broaching the 60-second mark. Gonna start dumping for mid-control. Glaive has acquired connector and he's got Config in tow. Milky from short, flashed, nicely played. Will Milky peek? Oh no, they're going to allow Glaive to walk on through. So this is a lot of bodies committing to A. 3 to receive him. Fiku smoked and he still finds one. Oh, he's not expecting the push. Config profits from the reload sound cue.
Demon's up in Palace right now. This is huge.
Zipex was looking, and yeah, it has been acknowledged by Astralis. They have the numbers. They have the numbers even more so now. Poor Farley wants to plant, but there's so many bodies that can deny from Palace, from CT, a little jump and underhand.
Planning open.
This could go wrong. If Zipex hits that, but Milky denies. A double push, a double frag on that FAMAS. He'll leave with an AWP double for his team, so Milky and Ultimate will be equipped with one.
That's a huge push from Milky right there, and a ballsy push. That is such a ballsy push because I think it just clicked in his head immediately. As soon as Lehman's taking the fight, right, he knows where Zip is and the other player was planting. So
Safe,
really good heads-up Counter-Strike right there. Devil in the details as far as this goes, but now Astralis back into a timeout. And, well, I was going to say, do you just consider the B exec again? But they've been able to get another Farley AWP. You might want to try and enable him to get a pick. It's not that like he's doing a bad job at all. 19 kills, 7 assists. The team score has actually really started to get closer and closer. You've got 28 Blame F at the top. The next closest is Config on 20, and then everybody else with 19. So Astralis have been getting this done as a unit.
Yeah, I'm just watching that Milky push back again, and the decision to just charge in, you're absolutely bang on. That goes so scarily wrong if that bomb is planted safe and Zipex is supporting from
100%.
sandwich. He solved that very quick. Very cool. We're getting into what could be the last round of play, or will Ago continue this comeback? 11-4.5. Keeping Astralis' T side to just 4 rounds now. And they've got 2 opportunities to post that 5th.
Farley's searching with the AWP over towards B early here, but you can see Milky's actually pushed out short. So he's not going to get a jump peek option. He's not going to get anything along those lines. He's basically wasting his time, and he doesn't know that right now. The information is good, sure, but they're not... Oh, almost on the blind shot there. Config would have been punching his screen after that death.
But Astralis' flashes are pretty much bang on more often than not. We've seen these teams, or this team, every time the screen goes white, there's a profit to be had. Config's progressing. It's up to Fiku and Milky to acknowledge that.
He's just in the blind spot right now.
Oh, that's a lovely opening from Config. Double AWP. What double AWP, he says with a quick click. Short open for business. They can go wherever they desire. The bomb's leaning T side. Zipex even cancelling his adventures towards the B apartment. So it might just be a Config and Glaive mid pincer. 3-2. Played the numbers. And Lehman has been having a tough game on his ramp hold.
It'll be a gamble A here. I saw Furlan starting to drop back, but he just jumped peek B. Connector smoke lands. Fiku, you're in trouble, mate. Molly dead. This is falling apart now.
It's just calculated. This is cold, hard counter. And we need someone to be the counter. Lehman has delivered. Ultimate has as well. Puts the barrel in, upgrades to a Galil for the close quarters. Engagement can't adjust though. It's Config looking to end it here and has taken leaps in that direction. A triple kill from the Dane leaves Furlan to retake. The bomb yet to be planted, but he can't contest it. He needs this duel with Config and he needs it cleanly. Smoke fading. Does adjust, does find it, but it cost him all of his health. The flames may even be his undoing, and that's the end of that. Mirage concludes 29 rounds of play. Nice resilience out of Ago, but Astralis finished what they started in that first half. 1-0 up. Looking forward to hearing the desk's take on that. More demos and more to review from the new Astralis. We'll be back to break down map 2 when we get there, but first the desk and a quick break.
So basically, BlameF just told me to leave Xipnix alone, so like...
My boy Xipnix.
Your boy Xipnix. Okay, BlameF, then the questions are going towards you, because right now, like, you guys decide to keep Mirage open, because against EG, against Heroic, you were banning Vertigo, right? Like, do you feel like you kind of, like, made them activate your trap card right now in this situation?
No, I just think that like the way the veto worked out this way is that if we banned it the way that we did now was that we knew what map they're going to pick 100%. So it's a little bit easier to like anti-strat everything. So I think it was just more to like be sure that we got the maps that we expected and was ready for it.
Well, the thing is, when it comes to Mirage, when it comes to Glaive, for example, and Xipnix, they don't really have that much experience playing on this map, and I guess Glaive doesn't have like much experience of leading a team on this map. You, on the other hand, used to be an IGL and you play this map. Do you actually help out Glaive like from time to time?
I mean, I try to help out and try to give my ideas and stuff, but I think he has a good understanding of the map. He has also been playing it now for, I don't know, 5 months or 6 months or something. So he for sure have a good understanding of the map. But the way Mirage works right now, just the T side is so hard. I feel like it's one of the most CT side maps. So it's really nice when people pick it against us because they will get to start CT side. We always get a good start to the map. But yeah, of course, they're maybe a little bit rusty on the map compared to other players, but I think it's going to be fine.
Awesome. Looking forward to see the nuke.
Thank you.
Future Pros. Today I wanted to show you an old strat that Fnatic still like to bring out from time to time. This execute is an alternative method to take the B side on Inferno, utilizing a wall of smokes. As with any great dish, executes, when you have the base locked down, you can start adding in other ingredients, grenades. To make this recipe, you will need 3 Future Pros, 3 smoke grenades, and some flashes. Future Pro number 1. You'll be throwing the close smoke for the wall of smokes. To throw the smoke, line up with the edge of this wall. Place your crosshair above the middle of the tree and right in the center of these 2 sets of wires. Then simply toss the smoke. Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the other smoke to complete the wall. To throw your smoke, get into this corner. Find this slight dip in the trees and aim ever so slightly above it. Then toss the smoke. Future Pro number 3. You'll be throwing the deep CT smoke along with a flash. To throw your smoke, get into the corner next to these barrels. Find the third wooden strut and place your crosshair in the dip above the tiles. Then toss your smoke. To throw your flash, it isn't really a lineup, just lob it over the roof and pop it above the smokes. This should blind anyone on the site and also a player in CT. Now you have all the ingredients in place, it's time to think about your approach. The idea behind this strat is to cut off any site players and isolate the counter-terrorist player in CT spawn. Killing the CT player shouldn't be tough, unless you're playing against Scream. You can then wrap through ruins and split the site from 2 points. If you have the bomb, you might be able to get it down while the smoke's still up. JW is struggling a bit here, but I'm sure you guys can do it. Like with any great dish, feel free to add your own spices. Want to double nade CT as you push? Go for it. Want to throw a metric heck ton of flashes over the site? You can do that too. After all, you are the cool cat of your very own strat. And as always, enjoy.
What was it, 11-5 going into that second half? Turns out, well,
11-4.
What more can I
Your
say?
math is not really good.
Well, quick math even, you know. Sometimes that Alabama really does shine on through. Either way, Astralis shined through this map, even though they did have some stiff resistance towards the end of it. Welcome back to everybody's 15th season of Pro League. Sod, Yanko, I'm Trace. We're having a good time.
We do, yeah, me and Yanko, though.
We always have a good time, yeah. And then you're here, Trace, as well.
Yeah, and then I'm just here as well. Hey, guys, so tell me about how an 11-4 first half turns into 16-13.
Well, it's again a good CT side, you know, from Astralis, similar to yesterday. You know, active all over the place. We saw double off from config, and then they're switching up to rifle again, like being aggressive all over the place, just getting things done, basically, right? And then another problem, the same problem from yesterday, able to close out the rounds.
Yeah, it was, you know, a bit scary towards the end. They needed that half-buy win really to kind of secure the map. But I think for AGO, man, it's just like this is the most they've got so far in the first half of a series is 4 rounds, right? Like they have the unfortunate circumstance. They're always the lower seed, so they're always going to be team A. They're always going to pick the first map, which means their opponents will always pick the side. Meaning they always have to start on the T side of a map, right, on the harder side. And they were so slow to get into these games, right? And they made this super close, 16-13. If they just got a little bit more out of that first half, I mean, we could have had an upset right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there was a little bit of a mistake on the T side of Astralis. They kind of noticed, like, you need to, like, watch the other games as well. When you're facing AGO, they're not, like, tactically advanced team. They're not going to react properly on every single situation because simply they don't have experience. They're not on that level yet, you know. So going into straight up battles against them one-on-one, they have good aim. They're pretty sharp guys, right? You want to avoid that. You want to, do something tactically more and then execute and win the rounds. I feel like Astralis was a little bit like too slow.
I mean, they're sharp, but Astralis has the best entry fragger in the world in config.
And who won?
They're sharper, right? And you can see how they played. It was clear on their city side. Astralis was aggressive. Chad said a lot of times they're just keeping hold of W, right? Not really caring, going for those fights. And it worked out well for them. But you're right, absolutely. AGO, there is some inexperience there, some basic mistakes going on, Trace. And I want you to give me round 27 so I can just show you that straight up.
Well, I want to give you that too. First, though, we'll take a brief stop here at the Aim High head-to-head of Mirage. Blame F putting up some good numbers. And, for Ego, it really is just one of those situations. Just get so close to the finish line, and then it's not enough.
Yeah, Trace, and here's the round. Oh, no, this is not the round. This is just highlights. Okay,
well, tell us about this round, though.
I don't know, man. This is just the Shroud just killing them everywhere.
Yeah, it is essentially like that.
The point that we made,
having
they were just playing aggressive and getting the job done in the first half. But yeah, the 27 round that Janko was talking about was pretty interesting, and the call was pretty interesting that Glaive made.
Well, let's run it. I'm pretty sure that we can get into round 27 as is.
Yeah, because it's like a super basic mistake, right? Like they just won a round without allowing Astralis to plan. Their loss bonuses, 3K, 3.4K, whatever it is, it's not enough to buy AKs and armor, so they're probably going to go for a half buy. And you can see here, right, Melky is the sole defender. Look at where the other players are on X-Ray. Like their window, guys coming back now from jungle towards kitchen, right? Like this is just a bad setup. Like if you know they're half buying, you have to play 2B. This is one of the most common things you can do on the T side with a half buy. Just do a B pop, right? These flashes, there's the one that Zipex bounced off. It popped right in front of him on the default plan spot, and there's flashes flying over. He's just full blind. Zipex gets a kill. This could be the round right here, right? Like the round is pretty much over. So that's just such a massive blunder. Someone probably said, I have a good spawn, I'm gonna jump short. It's like, if you're an in-game leader, if you're a coach, take a timeout before the freeze time is over. You cancel that call.
Immediately.
Right? If you're an in-game leader, say, no, I want you guys to play 2B. Why? Because if this happens and they get a clean entry kill, it's so hard to retake the bomb site. On A, you can just play ticket, whatever, let them come in, get a kill, play the 5v4, you can do so many
Even
things.
if you want to do something like this, like as soon as there is nothing on middle going on, there is no instant aggression on A or middle, you just get the hell out to B side and help your teammate, because he's deserted there on an island, and he's gonna get flashed like we saw, and then everything is flying, and you cannot defend yourself. You cannot blame the guy on B side for dying like he did, because he was all alone. Basic mistakes, like Janko said, something that they're going to be probably looking back and seeing that it's a massive problem.
Kicking themselves. Yeah. They're going to be kicking themselves.
Saw you were poised an interesting question about an island yesterday. I was just wondering if that was still kind of fresh in your mind, thinking about like an island, and then that's what you're saying there. Ultimately, we do go to another map. We're going to play this one on right on out. That's right. That's right. It's Nuke. We go to Astralis' pick after going up and winning 16-13 in the first one. A second one here for Blame F and Company. Looking to close it out and make this a rather quick series. We'll find out. You're watching ESL Pro League, Season 15.
Love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium, the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
think my gaming secret is that I don't play too much. I try to like have a social life on the side and actually function as a normal human being. I think that I need that as a person. I think that if I like stay indoors for like 7 days a week, I think I'm gonna get stressed as fuck and I'm gonna play worse gaming. And I think that if I have like a normal life outside of CS, then I'm more like a focused player and I'm more into the game when I'm actually playing. I've figured that out like a little bit on my own, like trying to experiment it with it, and I've tried playing more, I've tried playing less, and now I figured like a good balance in between like having a life and actually having a gaming life on the side as well is what I enjoy the most and what gives me more motivation to play.
Well, howdy folks, we're back with the first game and a big day of Counter-Strike ahead. Group D, ESL Pro League Season 15. Myself and Chatty B with you for the first two. Then we get Sadikist and Moses in for another banger Counter-Strike affair. But we haven't concluded our first one yet. We just saw Mirage go all the way, 29 rounds of play. Leaves Astralis 1-0 up in the series. Nuke next, and we haven't got to see A go on Nuke, so we haven't got as much tape as we did on Mirage. Let's see how they fare.
Maybe if Vertigo is starting to go off with their complexity game, that's quite promising because I enjoyed what they were bringing on Vertigo here. So let's strap ourselves in. They will get the favored side, the counter-terrorist, the defending side of Nuke, and that's still where the lion's share of rounds should fall. Now, Astralis of old, we're going to be talking about them, you know, keeping them to 6, making sure they don't get more than that on the T side. Well, let's see what the new edition can pull out of their arse here as we are about to get play underway. Oh, nope, I've baited you. This is not an April Fool's joke. One of them has crashed.
Bait. Was there any successful April Fools on your social media sphere?
I try not to tune in today. I don't read the headlines. No, it's the thing is, because they're usually so silly these days that it's mega transparent. Like you're like, oh, okay, this is, but it never lands. It's never as funny as they try it to be.
I was confused because I was getting some that looked like April Fools on the 31st.
You're talking about the
Dyson air purifier headset. Is that real?
I think it is real.
Can't be.
How could you release
Dyson? Why is Dyson? They do
vacuum cleaners
and hair straighteners. Dyson gaming headset. That just seems ridiculous. Oh my god, it's real.
Yeah. So, but obviously.
Air purifying, but is this really the place we've got to now where we've destroyed the planet to the point where we need air purification on our gaming peripherals?
Maybe people are a bit concerned with the whole global situation.
And the global situation.
The last couple of years as well, you know. So I'm sure that it's a safety situation.
Oh, no, it's definitely a meme. I'm looking at it. It just looks like a meme.
Can someone let us know? Well, actually, no, don't let me know today. Let me know tomorrow.
It looks like a meme, for sure.
Well, we're back underway, and that's not a meme because we are into the pistol round, and Lehman has the dual Berettas again. Now, he has a good spawn. He'll be getting on top heart. This wouldn't be a bad place to use him. He's head down, avoiding the flashes, and they're in.
A nade from Furlan's a little late. Could still do something. Not quite, as they're broken through. Glaive chipped away at. No Kevlar on Zip, nor Farley. Bombs already planted, though. 1xBet very heavily favoring Astralis here. And that's a great click out of Furlan, the first out of his USP on the swing through. And a T-smoke. Now Furlan's caught Glaive as well. Zip's not going to have much to do here if he loses Farley. Nothing for them to do, and a clean retake. Just like that, Ago sweep Astralis under the rug and take the first.
Beautiful stuff from Furlan there, just staying calm. You can see the Julie's there on top of the heart. Lehman didn't avoid it with the second flash as much as he would have liked right there. That's why he's running in and he's looking at the ground just to dodge them the best he can.
He's given us a proposal for his nickname as well. He's called his USP Mr. Headshot, smiley face.
Who, Furlan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Headshot.
I don't think he's going to be Mr. Headshot.
No, I don't think so either, but I'm just letting you know that he believes Mr. It's like, you know, the, yeah, you had Mr. Happy. What are they called?
Puppets?
You know, the little books. They were like little men. Mr. Men. It was like Mr. Sad, Mr. Happy, Mr. Square.
Yeah, is that what they were called, though?
Mr. Squiggle.
Mr. Squiggle's one of my favourites.
There was a squiggly one from there. That
no, I know who you're talking about.
Series as well. We'll come back to it because there is some counter going down and our sound's out of sync as the spray comes through. Milky onto Glaive.
Oh, okay. Well, he gets away with his life right there. You thought that the shrapnel coming back his way might have been enough to chop and change him, but Astralis on a force bar going to be starting a man down. Still have 1 minute and 25 on the clock, and Viku with aggression gives them one back, so that's a little bit naughty. They can regather right now. Config still towards Yard. He might actually catch Furlan sleeping. He spotted him. I thought he spotted him. I guess he did. Furlan saw him first.
Yeah, really quick. And that was actually Config's threatening presence completely cut out of the round. Furlan's even pre-aiming for the potential for more. Zipex is there, Farley above, and he can peek both of these. He's managing his angles really well. Ooh, nice snap.
Great shot.
Yeah, Mr. Headshot out and about today. Zipex, on the other hand, has at least managed to keep yard control Astralis. It's going to be Ultimate they have to get through next. Ultimate, is he holding the main cross? It's smoke now. Yeah, he's going to have no info. So now...
Need it, mate.
Oh.
Don't need it at all.
Problem solved, actually. You can just kill him without seeing him.
Yeah, so in case you were all confused at home, maybe you don't actually play Counter-Strike. The smoke, it's not like Astra's wall. It's just a visual wall. Now, I'm making this one easy for you guys who are the Valorante players.
Suppose we probably should occasionally give them some comparisons if you've got new Valorantes in the chat.
Well, this is one of the things, right? Obviously, you and I have spoken about this before. You know, I think it's great that we have Valorant out there. It's going to actually bring a new base of FPS players who, once they, you know, maybe they enjoy Valorant, they go, oh, well, let's give Counter-Strike a go. This game's been around forever.
But it's also, and Counter-Strike never was particularly accessible if you're trying on your own as a first-time FPS, just because you're going to join a DM or join a retakes and get bodied and be like, this is no fun.
Yeah.
And then some guy's going to shout at you on the microphone and say, why are you so bad? And you just give up.
I think Valorant would do a good job of giving everybody like a basic level of understanding of how to approach FPS games, and then obviously it's still going to be difficult when you come into Counter-Strike, right? Yeah. It's not always the most fun of times, but if you have that initial understanding, oh, they're rushing you down, Milky, mate.
It's fine.
Config is fine.
Completely let that one go.
Full cream milk today.
Mmm.
Oh, that 0.5%.
I like that clotted cream vibe. Milky Way. On his way.
Yeah, these guys are powdered right now.
Oh, and that's Furlan gone down. You're too good. You're too good today. I can't keep up. From powdered milk to powdered bottoms. Blame. Not long for this world. Lee Man's coming in. And actually, I think they're aware of it. So he's going to have to just chill his beans. Turns the flash, and they do fire off a pot shot. But this one is just a question of time. Blame would love to take and force a couple of rebuys, and it's not going to happen this time. 3-0. So that is it. The perfect start completed. A 3-0. We get our guns out for Astralis, and there is some funds starting to build for the CTs, keeping those bodies alive. It might mean that we get to see some juggled rifles.
Well, this is the biggest question mark right now. If we go into a standard Astralis smoke wall round, get across to Secret, how are the CTs going to rotate, right? What are the responses going to be out of Ago? That is a massive question that we have. And Yeah, we had a visitor just then, Alex. Did you see?
I didn't.
No, we don't normally get a visitor.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Fiku, and good for it. Just like that, Blame's gone before the smoke even lands. You nade off the door, exposed, and now Glaive actually going to be walking towards his own smoke. He likes to throw this one on the defense, and wow, pre-aiming on the jump of the boxes at distance. They just have to respect it, right? Those are your options.
Yeah, just wait it out. It's going to start fading now, so the crawl can continue, and they still have utility to lob out a late smoke while Glaive, Farley, and Config. But if there's a re-smoke, or a flash is better, peek, I don't see a whole lot. A nade? That ain't bad either. Only very light damage, just a bit of salting. As they're going to creep and crawl. So Furlan will still be that first port of call.
Well, Furlan's been taken out of the round. Now, sometimes there's a lobby retake in response to this.
Here it comes. They're pushing ramp too. So the fact that they know they might lose heaven here, they'll take real estate.
Furlan is on a timer. He's just slowly, methodically falling back out into a more passive stance. He wants them to come down. He wants them to commit because the lobby's clear. His teammates are screaming
Alex.
to him.
Yeah, this is perfect. I really love the decision from Furlan to move away. The round should be won now. Fiku's in the vent too.
Yeah, and just to confirm it, Lehman says nothing outside, so now Furlan's in the right place. Fiku to be baited in. Oh! Config hits the cracker.
Enter top.
Could be. Oh, it might be.
15 seconds.
They're going to be charging straight into Ultimate if they try. Oh my god, time's so sensitive. Heaven dealt with. Ultimate nearly wins the round. I can't believe Config pulls it off. Farley's still around, but...
a plant.
Where's the bomb? Just in time. Good god, they might do it. It looks like everything was right from Ago. Now Furlan's the one in the dire straits. He's playing with a ladder. They got util. This is the kill that determines the round. Milky, are you ready? The answer's yes. He takes down one. 2v1, Milky so low, Farley can isolate these duels, but he's just slipped the net, forces the fight. Farley down to 27.
Sit it. He's going to sit it. He's going to call the bluff here.
Farley walking. And 4. Secure. Lovely play. Ago have saved the day thanks to Ultimate. I mean, actually, no, a full team effort.
Just full team effort.
Full team effort. Everyone really working as a unit to deal with Astralis. Their fun and games cut short.
I would have felt really hard done by if I was Ago and I lost that round because Config gets essentially two crazy opening kills, right? The one on Fiku with the jump through the vent. Well, he's how Fiku opened the round. That was a very long round, wasn't it? This is the one. Bang! Straight in the barrel in the face. That's a great replay there. And then up the ladder. The second kill that he gets was also sketch. So Config getting it done, doesn't matter how, but not enough for Farley to close on out. And back into the bye we go. Ultimate into the AWP. Smokewall has been rumbled towards Yarn by the looks of things, but they're going to get it down anyway.
Yeah, Furlan lucky to have gotten away from that, and it doesn't seem to stop Lehman from making sure his presence is noted. The whole squad's walking behind these. Previous constellations of Astralis worked wonders through these smoke walls. Furlan's caught Glaive. The head of the snake gone.
No one's rotated lower yet, but if Ultimate posts up at top ramp, he'll have a great angle. Single door, fight with the AWP is a beautiful one to take. Farley, though, in a dance, should get this on a Furlan and does.
Wow, they got space lower and full yard warehouse. This is weird now for the CTs.
You'd want to come back up. I think you'd really want to come back up because the lower site's unknown and, whoa, Milky, the timing. Just the brazen nature of the repeak.
Yeah, and just catching Farley, actually looking to move back towards Secret and Warehouse, so that it does indicate commitment. Ultimate's not really worried about single. His entire purpose has been focused on this double door swinging open. They are going to open the doors in unison, and the pressure's on. Oh, doesn't engage. Config. Oh, Ultimate. Good. And can find the first. Bomb carrier down, and Ultimate. Real good trigger restraint. He doesn't reveal himself, doesn't miss the bait shot on Config strafe, and instead leaves with a round.
5-0. A 5-0 start. Blame has to save. There's no way he's getting into this one. 10 seconds left on the clock. No bomb in his hands. 4 players to find. And yeah, I think the restraint, that's key, because there's a couple of opportunities that we've seen where maybe other players would take that pot shot, give up their position. He doesn't. He's happy just to sit, wait, guarantee it. And his mechanical ability is good. We've been highlighting that. So the fact that he limits his shots.
Perception, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't take everyone. He just limits to the ones he knows are going to hit. And the double fist bump there. Fiku had both hands ready. That's efficient. Just as efficient as Ultimate on that AWAP. Astralis timeout. Trace, the coach in the backline there. Not doing a lot of talking. It appears to be just Glaive right now. Mouth moving. This is T-side nuke. This is going to take one for them to break on through. Lost bonus maxed, of course. So money for Farley means an AK could come out. There could be Galils for the other 3 or Tech 9s, Mac 10s with some util. Glaive's actually just invested into util. Now, this is the type of round where you need to... Yeah, that's a hard death for Glaive, isn't it? Really try and enable Blame on this AK, right? Everybody else would probably upgrade into something quite light, but Blame's the one who has the biggest gun so far for Astralis to carry on over. Now remember, he will not be getting any loss bonus, right? He didn't get the loss bonus this round, so next round, that'll be his first coming through, and it'll only be 3,400. So a plan almost essential here if Astralis do end up losing this one.
And they are, yeah, the complete contrast to that of Fury. Aaron seems that Yard is the only thing they want to be hitting.
See how many smokes the CTs have used already, right? They used a molly squeaky, then they've used a smoke squeaky, a smoke ramp. There's a third smoke dropping towards Yard. Conflict with the scout, he just showed a bit of leg.
Yeah, he's going to try and hit the banger, and well...
Wait, what?
Wait, did Ferland hit that wall mid-air?
I think he landed and then had plenty of time just to hit the 4 bullets necessary with the silenced M4, but it looks so funny.
It did.
That he stood and took the fight and didn't back off after the tag. Brave.
I guess he knows there's a bolt and a reposition required, but damn, I think Config's been booked there. And they are going to throw out this wall of smokes late.
Still have this AK and a softened Ferland to deal with, so... Ultimate will have to reposition. It's the classic L block here. Oh, up and over. Ferland thinking on his toes.
No HP though. They're so susceptible to a scout. He didn't spot him. Easy, fine. Farley down. The rifle is on Blame and he will respond and return the favor.
Glaive getting across is good, but he has a Tech 9. Not good for a fight like this against Ultimate, is it?
Oh, and he might give it to him. Yeah, he's around this corner. Oh, unbeknownst to him, there's an AWP breathing down the back of his neck. Nothing spotted on the jiggle. Ultimate instead will find Zipex, but now the gap. You look at Glaive. He's got the space. He's gotten across. Ultimate has to fall back. Does that open up the ladder position to a top site finish?
If he kills Ultimate here, he will get an AWP. Blame towards lower the timing. Ultimate's made it around the corner. Glaive on the ladder!
Oh, he just completely walked past him.
I know where he is.
Onyx Stations, Fiku recovers and the bomb delivered to top site. That's a funny turn of events.
And Blame going to save again here. So he gets a kill within the round. But that's it, and he needs to retain that because next round, as I mentioned, the loss bonus wouldn't have been there for a full buy without a plant. Blame has a choice here. He can either buy a smoke, a flash, a HE,
or a smoke, a flash, a HE, and a decoy.
Yeah. So the decoy, I don't know what he would do with it.
We haven't since the doors were getting blocked with decoys. We haven't seen decoys be relevant.
Yeah, I feel that occasionally teams will get it on a pistol round to throw it as like fake smokes to bait out CT util.
Yeah,
and maybe even on a force buy, but it doesn't happen often.
But because the game has gotten to the point where teams are rotating and reacting from pinballs.
Yeah, you're right.
There is something to be said for them. Glaive, quick about this. Really quick descent. He's beaten any of the responses available. Ferland has to get down the vent quick and has... Oh, that's a catch. Completely caught off by the pace of Glaive, and he can win the round alone here, based off of the space he's taken. Milky has beaten him to the punch in terms of descending, but he has to capture timing. Oh, the door swing open. Milky nearly takes 2. They were completely caught off guard by that. And Ultimate, usually good for 1 or 2 from here. Drops a smoke to peek around. I like this. I like this a lot. And it's not enough. Glaive shuts it down. He opens that round and closes it. Astralis given an example of what he wants.
Yeah, and Ferland's going to be feeling a little bit silly about that one, right? He just thought that he had the timing to take off a Glaive there, but the quickness, that was the undoing. That was the opening kill, and that's how things started to spiral out of control. Necessary shots hit by a couple of other players on Astralis there, but they will post there first. They need one more of those to break the bank balance of Ago here, and then they can almost start thinking about leveling things up. This could have been a Milky double, right? Caught in the jump there was poor Zip. Let's get the conversion. Blame with some impact coming out squeaky late, just patrolling and controlling those rotations.
Yeah, Ferland's not going to let that... Oh, I said he wasn't going to let that happen again. He's going to be Molotov'd out. Drops a nice
Get away
smoke.
here.
I think he's done enough with the smoke alone. There's a slight gap on that other side, but he has no info. Leeman can't go down without a kill here and does deliver a double. A silver platter for a 7th now for Ago.
And Ferland stuck around. He's got a gap in the smoke here. Should take down Glaive. Hello?
Yeah, didn't quite manage to get the pieces in the right place.
Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt them, because if it does, it's the Ferland Glaive battle that has decided the last 2.
On Farley would be, yeah, very grateful for that ramp fight to be given to him. He might get it from Ultimate. And look at this, 2 CTs catching Blame from his yard adventure. Farley pulled away, nothing on his re-clear.
That's awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's 2 there. It's just a question of where they've dug themselves into. Ultimate might have a glance if he fancies it, but Farley is about to sweep through. A hard shot to hit and an opportunity that does go awry. Ultimate's not going to let that happen again.
That's really rough. You think about that from Farley's perspective. What are you meant to do? You know that they push lobby. You know that there's one ramp, and then an AWP comes up and shoots you in the back while you try and deal with something else. Glaive goes down, Fiku with the frag, and 7-1. There you go. They're no joke.
They're legit.
Yeah. Like, actually, the type of Counter-Strike they're playing is fun to watch.
And they are so young. You got a lot of people here, a lot of the Ago boys on their first trip to an international LAN.
Yeah, the average age of the team is brought up a lot by Lehman and Furlan. Right? When you take a look at it, it's 21.7 as the average age, which sounds young, but Furlan is 27, and you've got Lehman, who is 25. The other 3 are all 18 years of age. Absolute babies in the server right here.
I mean, when you put it in terms of Vertigo, them being 14 when it was released, that was when I was like, holy moly.
It's crazy, right?
Holy moly, red beans and all of that ravioli. Glaive again, look at the space he's taking. He constantly gets them scratching their heads. This time in the head-to-head, it's Furlan that stops Glaive before too much can go down. Zipex straight through that hut wallbang. That is a big return. And now Milky taking some initiative. He's gone straight into trophy. They've lost yard. And the main body of Astralis' assault still lingering here. Ooh, just turned away. It leads to another death for Blame.
Better move, boys. Milky's coming.
Yeah, and he's not slowing down. They forced him, or forced them into the lobby. And that's 3 for Config as he does deal with it.
Now, if you notice the differences between how Glaive works around a smoke wall yard and how Blame would work behind a smoke wall yard, Glaive is taking a lot of initiative and looking for the gaps to find the openings in the fights. If he doesn't find the fight, he finds the space, right? That's one of the key things with the way Glaive does it, whereas Blame will do it in a lot safer, right? He'll do the L block, he'll take his time, he'll avoid the spam, he'll get into warehouse, he'll park the bus, and then they'll wait and hopefully play the rotations. There's obviously pros and cons to both styles. Blames is hoping that they'll push into the rest of the players, but if they don't react, then you're out of utility, right? And Glaives is, well, if they're heads up Counter-Strike and ready for all the smoke gimmicks and lurks, I'm going to go down and give up a free death. Glaives still alive and doing damage.
Oh my god, he nearly got both through the smoke on a very hectic spray. Yeah, this gets really, really dicey now for the CTs. 7-2, but the 3rd now looming as the Danes have taken a nice opening. Finance is shaken. Milky with that AWP is going to have to do a lot.
Key round, isn't it?
Yeah, really big one in terms of how dominant this CT side can be. Oh, Ultimate's taking some liberties. Oh my god. He's gotten across to red.
Furlan coming too. So Farley is out here with the bomb.
This is a lot now. Yeah, swung on.
But Furlan is going to be... Oh, could have been in the same position. Interesting play by him here. I don't know if he wants to risk the one-way because he's very susceptible to spam.
Milky's sweeping through, glass cannon on him. They say, wow. Does drop the one-way. Maybe that'll delay them. Maybe they'll cancel off the back of that. It's possible. Oh, he's so susceptible to a spray. Milky has got the bomb carrier though. If Farley falls, the swing could come in. Doesn't. Baited. Milky losing a lot of territory, but Lehman has dealt with the problem on Hut and Astralis. They're losing their advantage. It falls to a 2v2. Milky's being played with, toyed with Zipex onto the Lehman aggression. Milky caught from behind. And so Astralis do eventually convert.
That one almost got out of control, didn't it? Great stuff from Zip there. I think he did a really good job of just locking it down and not giving away too much. But you can see the decision-making tree coming out from Astralis there. There's a player in Squeaky with an AWP. Hut must be free. Lehman says no. Grabs himself 2 big kills, but this is the point where the half can start to level on out a bit. Milky on the first, would have loved to get himself a second there, and this is Lehman. How you meant to trade this? I feel like with the time, if you blame, you're thinking, I just have to go for this.
And the beauty of what they were going for, you can see the grounds by where that was going to work out. Milky, he has a glass cannon. He's posted aggressive in Squeak, and it forces them into that MP9. So really a nice attempt at recovery after losing 2 bodies early.
Milky's got a Zeus, everybody, and we know what that means. He's not going to use it, that's what it means. He had 5 opportunities there. Oh, Lehman's taken 2.
Oh, you really got to back them with the aim here. They get the info and finally falls to Config. He actually did more damage to him. He's vulnerable to a USP as well. There is one there on Trophy, but, I mean, we're not talking about an Ago 8th here. We are talking about a costly one for Astralis.
Get the Deagle. Can you get the Deagle? Where did it land?
Fiku's trying to do the knife trick, by the way. So can we see if he's rotated the right way? I know there's some sort of nifty trick to this because some people don't get the backstab. You have to be a geek about it.
Maybe we could get a Hey Future Pros tutorial on it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, actually, Rush, I would like a content series, like, for example, in Divider on Overpass, where do I have to stand as a CT so my barrel isn't spotted? Tessus was doing that yesterday. In Graveyard, as a CT, where do I have to look down at the ground so my head and body is not spotted?
Those would be good.
Yeah, where in the vent, if I wanted to knife a player, where do I need to... Can you do a compilation, Rushley?
Yeah, I remember watching it get set up multiple times, and you have to kind of... I think, is he on the ladder a little bit? And he's... Yeah, thank you.
Okay, cool, Rush. So that's your homework for today. I know you're only working one series. So I expect this on my desk by the end of the day.
Maybe he clears CT vent. I mean, he has no idea. Maybe he gets config on the way out, and that would be a nice achievement.
This is how the entire Championship Gaming Series was observed.
Can you imagine? Oh, he does. Hey. Hey!
Like
AK.
Yeah, stick to it, Rush. Believe in the heart of the cards. Didn't believe in the heart of the cards.
Probably would have got it if he did.
Not a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, is Rush.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Gotta catch 'em all.
That's Pokemon's. But you could do something with... oh, we already mentioned this one. How do you get Fiku on a bus?
You Digimon.
Yeah, right. All right. Wasn't going to land. Probably a lot of kids probably don't even know who Pikachu is these days.
That's not... No, that's an assumption. I reckon Pikachu has transcended the Zuma Boomer millennial divide.
Yeah, there's a new looking Ash Ketchup out there.
Is there?
He's got a different hat on. First gym he went to was against Brock, right?
That's right.
And he had to deal with... What was this? Was it Onyx? Was Onyx the big rocky boy that's like a dragon snake thing? You met Misty pretty early on as well.
Misty was a big part. She was specialized in the water Pokemon.
Yeah.
That was when I was watching.
Staryu and Starmie.
And I remember the first movie where Mewtwo was discovered, or Mew. It was
Mew and Mewtwo, yeah. The most powerful Pokemons.
Yeah. Now it's probably just called like Oxymoron, and it's a giant...
Yeah, they've gotten real... they've run out of the creativity, I think. That's a zip opener. You don't see those every day of the week. That's a config opener, and yeah, you definitely do see one of those every day of the week.
You do. You really do. And he's caught another elsewhere. Blame distills with the aggression on ramp, and so... A very convincing, the only convincing T-round we're going to see out of Astralis so far. 5's a pretty damn good haul, and Config looks like he's destined for greatness. What did you take on Config's interview? I mean, I don't know if he was perfectly summarizing it, but my take was that he's grown up to the point where he's starting to find his work-life balance. Like, this hasn't always been a job. Playing this video game was a big passion before it was ever a job. It seems like he's kind of talking about that balance between it being work now and still feeling like Christian at the end of the day, not just Config.
Yeah, it's a hard one to quantify, right? Because for a lot of the players who've been doing this for years, as you mentioned, it was just a passion project. This was never meant to be a career where you're earning thousands upon thousands of dollars, you're traveling around the world, you're getting all this wicked stuff going on, right? That was never the case. It was just something you competed in and you enjoyed. So you've kind of seen these individuals have to grow up and learn as it's all happening. And that's the same in like every single role we have here, right? And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people struggle with. And we talk about the passion or the love for the game. Well, that has to stay to some degree. Yeah. But you also need to be able to have things in life to prioritize to make you feel, well, like it's not just all the game, right? Yeah. You want to make sure you're turning up every day wanting to play. You need other things to give you that perspective,
Keep you grounded, I say, yeah. Ooh, well, there shouldn't be much to say about this one, but we know how Deagles can go. All it takes is a bit of a slip-up, a silly sound cue, a bait, a corner not cleared. But Config's been pretty damn regimented on these clears. He just crouches round, a little crab, with a lethal pinch.
Yeah, I think Config's one of those low sense abusers, everybody, isn't he?
Low sense abuser.
Yeah, well, just like the AWP abusers.
Yeah, those AWP abusers, those filthy AWP abusers.
Well, 7-6. We're in the mix now, Astralis. It's how many more they can get on top, and they might even be good for 8 here. You have to consider how this game started. Scoreline at 1 juncture was 7-1. 5 consecutive rounds now after the bomb detonates in round number 13. And we are on. And, well, we knew that there was going to be some issues for Ego, but it's hard to really point them out because the last gun round that we saw, they just got pipped at the post, right? They all just pushed, they lost a couple of picks, and then they continued to go back for information and aggressive plays. They were just taken down by the patience of Astralis. In the earlier rounds, I think Glaive's aggression towards Yard has been causing them some issues, so when Furlan does get the better of the rotation. Nice attempt there from Fiku, while the second shot rings true. Zip will get the trade. Yeah, the Glaive-Furlan battle towards Yard. If Furlan gets the better of him and gets the rotation off early, and they're actually able to keep tabs on where Astralis are ending, they can contend within the round. But as soon as they lose that space, they're gravitating towards lobby as the meta dictates at the moment, but Astralis is just out-positioning them in a lot of these situations. Straight through the smoke there, following the traces. Fiku Deagle continues to be a bit of a threat, but...
this is going to be very telling of how competitive Nuke will be.
Dorps?
Dorps are out, everything they need. Ego have had to stomach a real run from Astralis, 5 rounds consecutively, and Config has been a constant presence in the feed. This time his adventure is cut short. Fiku's gone elsewhere thanks to Zipex and his lobby hold. Now that's the bomb-leaning Yard side. I don't know whether that's a commitment more than it is just Farley responsible for any re-aggress.
But this is the situation we're talking about right now. It wasn't Glaive versus Furlan by any means, but it's still an exchange outside. So how do they respond? With double AWPs, they don't necessarily have to push, right? Ultimate makes sure they can't go down secret, and Milky makes sure they can't come ramp. But right now, the question isn't Heaven because of Furlan's position. He has a spot around to see that they can't crawl that way. But when this smoke wall lands, the CT setup will have to change. There's the dead body of Fiku there. So you can see the smoke wall landing. Now, Furlan, the question is, does he want to push and go for something risky? He's hearing a lot of steps. Oh, holding down the trigger, giving away his main position back. And now Heaven really going to be a problem for Milky.
Ultimate's been sat here for the whole round. And it works out. Bomb spotted. Will that catapult them back up towards Yard? Nice flash. Glaive is stampeding. Furlan, will he be cleared? Tucks in tight. They're going towards Heaven. He screams. 2 of them.
Seconds.
That's the bomb heading Heaven. Farley to deal with main. He can deal with the vent rotate as well. This is good. Farley finds it. Up Heaven. Oh no. Missed shots from Lehman. Getting sketchy, but time is on their side. They need to plant, and he's kept them busy. Good shot. Bomb loose, and round 1.
Well handled. Well handled. That was some of the questions we had to ask right there. And I think one of the reasons they started running Heaven was because of that ultimate AWP, right? You think, okay, we can scale quite quickly. We don't have to worry about that AWP. But Milky getting that final kill gives away the double AWP setup. So you now know that's in play. So with that, you saw Yanko before note something to do with the setup from Ego on Mirage, right? Where they left one player solo B and it was just a fast B play from Astralis. Well, this is the last round. Maybe they want to capitalize on the double AWP and do something a bit more top-centric, right? Something that could be a late top pop, do the smoke walls, try and make it difficult for these AWPs to retake.
Yeah, it looks like you might be onto something here, Chaddy. Oh, it feels poppy. It feels very poppy. The wall of smoke's up. Fiku this time's the one to shut down. Glaive gone. They are aggressing, and a lot of bodies about to converge on this top site. 3 CTs to receive him, and actually call a cancel. They're heading back towards ramp.
Gotta be worried about Milky here.
Yeah, let's see if he's good for it. Seems ready. Double zoom, no issue. Molotov Dov has to respect it. Good smoke, it actually helps them. Good work from the CTs to maintain presence. They've been flashed off and descending. Who's down there?
No one yet.
Wide open below a site. Now the numbers game is a weird one. This is the last round of play, so full commit for everyone. And low site lost, bomb not yet planted. They've got the space, they've got the control. They just want to decide how to position. He's got a spray, wallbang lineup for the Astralis plant. Believe it or not, that's not coming through.
Now they can place doors side, right? Because they cleared it out from window and Farley there close to the AWP. They know what territory they have. This is good for Astralis to start piecing this one together.
He has to decide when this orb closing the gap. Farley posted up on the exchange, and Furlan cut down. That was the clear. Nice work. 3v4 and a quick scope out of ultimate. Swinging into Blame, going for another one. But Astralis, a couple of seconds away. Milky to change the play. He spots him. He can do this, but the no-scope cancelled. Config has saved Astralis more times. 8, as they will win out to the half. X-KOM Ego 8, Astralis 7. The gap could not be closer. We're going to take a quick break and see if we need a third.
running across the tiller, I'm going.
Okay.
2, 2, 2, 2. I think they're looking at me, Rush. Yeah, they are.
Okay, I'm coming. Oh, water. Nice. I'm gonna go left towards radio, okay?
Where?
Radio. That's where I'm gonna go.
And what you see?
One more here. Oh my god. This guy looks stacked, dude.
Where is he?
He looks pretty good, man. I'm gonna try and see. Dude, I think he's ready.
Wait. Hold up.
Put them all on him.
I want to firework him out to water. You ready?
Yep. Oh, there's 2 people on me. I'm probably dead here. Need backup system if you got it. Okay. Oh, okay.
You got it.
Shifting around on the coast. Okay, I'll go for the last guy then. He moved. Oh, here now. Okay, nice. Yeah. Oh, one guy there with armor, so that must be one of them. Yeah, 2 at the sea container here. Last 2 guys. Nice. Easy. Shame he scouted while I was in the zone. Don't know what they were doing out the zone. Alright, I'm going. Wish me luck. Nice.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, go for that one. Alright, I'm doubling now. He's down there on it.
Behind the tree.
Yeah, I got him.
Alright, well I got a Goomba in there.
Seven on the half in favor of Ago on Astralis' map choice here of Nuke, but all smiles right there for Astralis. They've managed to get 7 on the T half. Now the easier side of things on the CT to close down business. Config on a bit of a test, 17 frags for him. Almost 10 above anyone else in the server right now on his team. And well, here we go, Alex, back underway, back into the pistols. And what do Ago have to offer here? An early squeaky smoke, a top hut molly, and it is a ruse. Out towards yard they go.
Yeah, nice tracking from Blame, but unable to actually connect onto the head, and Lehman's giving it to him. Spam of the pistol, dancing with trouble and death. It's Blame for another before he does meet his end. Fiku's lost the bomb. It looks like Ago have lost the round. But 7 on the T side. Oh my God, he nearly does actually bring it into a 1v1, but the point I was trying to make was that I don't think Astralis are going to be too miffed with a 7-round haul on the T side of Nuke. Not only that, a pistol win. And Ago looking for their 2nd win in Pro League. They did, of course, fall to Na'Vi. We all remember how Mirage went. But Complexity, a big scalp for them to take. A long, drawn-out best of 3 with some oopsies from Cole. But Ago, they were already 1 win, 1 loss in that column.
Yeah, I think after seeing Ago beat Complexity, right, that was where the conversation would be. If they can get another upset, if they're able to beat Astralis here today, for example, they could be in the conversation for the 3rd spot within the group. Now, we do have a technical timeout called here. Guys, we will be getting this one stopped as soon as the admins do permit it. There's been plenty of texts, plenty of stops. Well, come on now. There's no... I'm not going to reference this. I'll talk about it later. I'll talk about it later.
Have you ever owned a balaclava?
Balaclava?
From maybe a winter adventure, you are quite susceptible to the cold. Maybe, have you ever dabbled?
Ever dabbled?
In a balaclava?
I can't say I have. I know that I've had large beanies that I've pulled over my face.
Close enough. You could cut some holes if you were feeling...
Oh, maybe I have had a ballot. Yeah, we had a bit of fun and games one night. So, like, I'll tell you a bit of I'll tell you a Chad Birchall story from the archives.
Yes.
So,
what?
I used to be fun once upon a time, guys, I swear.
Right.
So back in Australia, one year, me parents, they went away. They went away to America or something. I don't know. They left the kids at home. I think I was of legal age at the time, about 18. And I had a bit of a party at the house. So you end up at the end of it with, over the holiday period, with a few too many bottles that aren't going to be collected.
Oh,
so we had to get rid of all this stuff for bulk refuge, but I didn't want to drop it.
The evidence.
Yeah, I didn't want to drop it just outside the house or anywhere in the street. So we loaded all the bottles up in the back of my car.
Yeah.
Put on some like fingerless gloves and balaclava or whatever, and went and dropped them off in other people's bins.
So you're telling me that live, Internet's Forever Virtual, that you fly tipped?
Yeah, well, that house party I had was the first and last house party I ever had. Like, people came over who I didn't even know. They ended up vomiting on, like, the family couch or whatever.
I'm pretty sure I read a story about Australian house parties like that.
Yeah, that was, I forget that guy's name. Reese, I forget his name.
There is a very famous clip. Love that.
There was also, like, confetti out by the pool. I had a swimming pool. And people would then traipse themselves inside, and then it would stain the cork floor in the house with the
cork.
Yeah.
You guys have cork floors?
Oh, it gets hot.
It's a whole different universe.
It is. It is.
Cork.
But that eco's over and done with, guys. Astralis 9-8.
Has to stop talk. Talk game, please.
That really took me back though.
Dude, I
18 was a long time ago. 14 years.
Yeah, and you had a house party with strangers invading. Like, it sounds like.
Never again.
Nah, ready for Hollywood. Farley's responsible for Yard here. Let's see if he gets tested, because there is a posture for it. There's smokes up, and gap still held. If they are brave enough to cross without full util, there is a chance Farley draws first blood. But you can see that Milky's more than happy just to be a late arrival. Zip picks up secret, so as it currently stands, when there is someone secret, what is the bigger gap? When someone's acknowledging the secret in the CT position?
Usually top side gets left a little bit weaker, especially if it's a vent drop, or if it's a ramp drop, you'd normally have a player there from hell. So right now, the bigger weakness is the top side. It is just config there on his lonesome. And as they comb over towards Yard, Zip will get flashed forward. Spot 1, damage done. Not anything lethal.
Oh, Config's been really having a good game here, and he's pushed up slightly aggressive. So that information could come through quickly. There's going to be a lot of moving parts here. So 2 down secret. Zip happy to give them that space for now. It's because Glaive still has full trophy. Suspecting there's something to come. Look at this. Config plans to arrive at the perfect time. As contact is found, Zipex deals with 1.
Need the trade here from Milky. He's going to be chasing Zip through this lower site.
Glaive here's a lot of action. Trying to delay them as best he can, and Farley good for it. Puts Lehman and the bomb on the floor with 28 seconds. Ago, we're going to run out of chances. Config's here to make sure of it. I'm afraid Milky's options are...
Naught?
Naught. Mwulki.
If he saves this one, that'll be utterly impressive.
Oh, damn, Chaddy.
Counter-terrorists win.
Just some Easter eggs out there for everybody. It is Easter soon, right?
Easter eggs are made of chocolate, which is made of milk.
Oh, that one wasn't. But yeah, you connected the dots. This is
you try hard
Charlie
enough.
Day situation right here with the...
What was his name? Oh.
Wasn't it Charlie Day?
Yeah, no, Charlie Day, but who was the dude he was, like, whose name was on the letters, you know? The chat will know.
I haven't watched enough Sunny in recent times.
There's a whole new series I haven't done. Milky's going to try and make that saved AK scary. Let's see if he can. Wow, actually, you know what? He's got a lot of room out there in Yard. I think a stray bullet did just fly through, and a lot of information once those smokes do fade. Can Milky ply his trade earlier than that? Glaive jiggling for this. He's not ready. Oh, good engage. He might swing into this, and he does. Eliminate the threat on main. Quick find, though, from Farley, and more to be posted. Config's here just to farm up some extra frags. Yeah, no issues for Config, and style points as well. Getting his gun out in time from Fallon's missed Deeg. He knows what you're up to, Fiku. Dead man, surely. Ooh, even the wall bang hit, so His days were numbered. 11 for Astralis, very rigid in their defense, and yet to see Ego demonstrate a convincing T round. They haven't been able to break through Astralis' defenses.
One of the issues that might come to crop up against Astralis here is the top side does seem pretty light on. I understand that Glaive was playing from main here, but he has been like aggressive yard. He's been over towards ramp in certain situations, so that's going to come down to config. So I don't think it'll be an issue today against Ego, but maybe a problem against, say, Na'Vi if they end up playing Nuke within this group. I don't know if we are going to get Boomage here.
Pepe Sylvia.
Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah. Goddamn Pepe Sylvia.
Oh, config. Flashed off.
I like the pace there. At least it's going to get a bit more early util out. And you can see that that ROP smoke is deep.
It's a different setup again. This time Blame is in main. Glaive was up ladder. Furlan down the vent. So he's got some space to work with here as they still try and find their first T round.
Look at that from Farley. They both hit their shot, but one to the leg. The elevated position on the box. Ultimate unable to find lethality.
Massive issues here already. I know that Furlan's lower, but look where Zip is. He's pushed up. Config down the vent on the chase.
Oh, Furlan.
4x3?
Yeah, oh, no. Oh, and
reload.
Config's just giving him the reload.
Yeah, Furlan should have this dead to rights.
This is an equalizer. This is...
Know where you
this
are.
makes the round potentially Aego's first T round. Eliminated. And Threat completely... Oh, I was going to say gone, but look at Zipex. He's actually going to catch two of them arriving here.
Oh, the timing was so off there from Zip. He was worried about the lobby cleared. Lehman will put a bullet in the side of his head. So
Blame. This is so weird.
Around the world.
He's looking for Furlan. Furlan no longer aware that there's any presence
Milky's
at all. And now
gonna go down
Milky's
here.
the one that goes down.
No one has seen the opponent that has killed them so far.
Yeah, it's one of those. They are through. Sound cue's heard. Glaive lets them in. Doesn't want to try and engage yet, but as it fades, that's the bomb.
It is fading. Oh!
Good catch from Furlan. He's winning this round for his team.
Might just be the save. Yeah, I don't know if Farley on 18 HP wants to go for this. There's enough money for a buy into the next tier for Astralis, but the game's not over yet. And that's Ego converting through a sequence of unfortunate events. That was all odd, wasn't it?
It was. Lemony Snicket, though. Series of unfortunate events. That was one of the few books I actually successfully finished.
Do the kids still read, like, Roald Dahl?
Oh, yeah, a bit of Roald Dahl.
Yeah, he's got some bangers.
The Twits. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
What was the giant one?
James and the Giant Peach.
The friendly...
BFG.
Yes, that was the one. Oh, the clipping on that pipe looked a little bit awkward for Blame there, but he'll get the kill regardless. Oh, good. Bomb goes off. Round posted. Ego on the board, and I didn't think that Furlan's space there was going to offer them so much because it was space without a massive rotation, but Config goes looking. Curiosity killed the cat.
But this highlight package should summarize some very weird deaths. So sure, the AWP exchange. Furlan kills Config in the back of the head. Then we saw Milky get shot in the back of the head by Blame. It leaves us at 11-9. So Ego, they do break their silence. It took them 5 rounds, but a first one on the board for the attack. And it is up to them. They need 16 to force a third.
It's a quick smoke wall yard here. Milky's the man tasked with seeing if anything close early. Ultimate's going to join him. And Ultimate just had his bell rung in the previous.
Blame has made it clear that he's occupying warehouse or close red with the nade alone, so they will be considering that. How long on this wall? They are going to start to cross.
Fading.
Oh, it's going to get weird. They have to hard clear Blame. They have to hard clear, and he's not going to be a perfect play from Blame Air for now. If he gets another, he can win the round just in these duels. It's what he loves. It's what he gets. Doesn't have to do much. The frags come to him. Here you go, left, scratching their head there.
No one's accounting for Furlan yet. Zip's not looking. Bobby Bush coming.
Oh, barrel.
But look where Furlan is. Like, literally nobody's looking. He's up heaven. Oh, they are looking. Never mind. Watching from the T-vent with the AWP, with 50 seconds left on the clock, up to heaven. They had his number.
They did. Ultimate. He's been stylish at times. Let's see how his rifling compares to that of his flicky AWPing. And if Blame gets his third without having to have moved a muscle. Nicely done, but it costs him all of his health. And Config's just going to fill back into that warehouse. So, yeah, just a question of holding on to his AK, and I don't think he's going to be allowed to.
Matter of when, not if. 20 seconds. I don't even want to start talking about damage here. This half is going to be really hard for Ago to operate.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be easy for them whatsoever, especially with that cushy 7-round T-Hall. And that's a CT's dream. You got Blame on the screen right here. The fact, you're right, that he doesn't have to move from that position and all the kills come his way. That could go completely different if they go down secret. He's extremely removed from the pack, right? He's a sleeper agent. He'll be activated very, very late in this. T-side timeout called, the second for Ago so far. Coach behind them just trying to chip on in and give a couple of new ideas. And I don't mean the magazine. Did you have the magazine? Yeah? I don't know why I'm coming back to my childhood today. I'm remembering it all.
For it, bro. And there's probably a couple of...
Brain's working well today. I don't know what I did.
Did you have omega-3? Vitamin D?
I have my vitamins every day. I just have them in different orders. Maybe that's the problem.
Today was the right order.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of myself. I've gotten to the point. I always just thought it was like peak masculinity when you could take like 6 pills at the same time and then just 1 swig of water. I'm up there now. I'm
doing it?
I do my vitamin D, my creatine, and my omega-3 all in one gob.
Okay. Well, that's impressive.
Yeah,
you remember when we had those little packs we were getting? They had 6 in one.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do them at once?
No, they were a bit girthy for me.
I got that mastered.
Wow. Let's see if Ago have got anything to say about this slowly disintegrating competitive nuke.
Helen's down. That tends to be the key to success.
Yeah, there's a lot of space here. This could still go wrong if Config wasn't Config, and Config really has no issues, just mowing them down. We'll call this 13. The rounds are really racking up at an unprecedented pace. And it was that second half of our first where we really lost the potency of Ago.
Bop. Giving it a crack, isn't he? Has the bomb on his back. Deagle in hand. Would need to hit some absolute screamers, as Ben the Legend would call them. Molly's not bad. Zip will have to move. See him on the pivot back. If he wants to take the fight as well, they've got him surrounded. They know it's just down to the pistols. This is claiming those eeks. Ah, mate, they definitely know where you are. Blame is going to get the final frag of the round. Up to 20 kills now. Blame 26 for Config. The Bash brothers at work here today. And just 3 more from converting this in 2-0 fashion. Up next, we have EG taking on Heroic. And later in the day, it will be Complexity versus Na'Vi. Now, Na'Vi are 2-0 within the group. EG are yet to get a win. Complexity 0-2.
Bro, we got
juncture.
We got EG Heroic later.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I have to see something out of him today.
Yeah, it has to be.
Because I was like, I don't think they're done yet.
Did you hear Maui? Even Maui, a North American cynic, was suggesting that he already saw notable improvements, like their trading was better, that they are doing. Oh, your face.
Yeah, I just feel we must have set the bar quite low then, haven't we?
You're right. It's on the floor.
So this is the thing, that they need to have a good performance today against Heroic. It's not going to be easy. No one's saying it's going to be easy.
And I mean, considering how hard they made Astralis work, you know, Heroic, they are so... They will never surrender, never quit. So even if EG are actually starting strong, it's going to be a whole different ballgame to try and actually close out against them. Looking forward to that. That is next on the agenda. Let's see if Ago can do anything with this big gun round. Blame F bringing his big gun aggressive. And just like that, Milky caught on the edge of the smoke. They are getting absolutely butchered by Blame F. Finally, Furlan puts something down range, and it's a double in quick succession. Fiku shot in the back of the head as well. Config clears out the lobby alone. And Furlan, well, he's known. And flanked. God, Config just wants to finish this game. I think he's got a hot date.
Yeah, it's really quick here. They have definitely let Config off the leash as like the most unbridled aggressive player they have. And then you're also seeing timing. Rowan turns, Config takes him down. You've also seen Glaive doing some of these more instrumental roles that he's used to, right? But it seems to chop and change a lot. I don't think I have a full diagnosis of what Astralis are offering up yet, because each and every round it feels like something different. We've seen Glaive dealing with Yard, we've seen Blame dealing with Yard, we've seen Blame dropping down lower and going secret, we've seen Glaive holding ramp in certain rounds, we've seen Zipex coming up secret. So there's always something different, and if they're able to continue with these ideas, right, you have a lot of experienced players, maybe you can. Maybe it can be like Blame's like, all right, I'm going here this round, and then Farley goes, all right, well, I'll AWP here to supplement you, and Glaive goes, okay, well, then I'll fill this gap. If that's how they're doing it, fair enough. They have to do a lot of theory, though, to get yourself into that position.
Neeman's just caught a hyper-aggressive Blame.
You got to be expecting the pushes now, right? They are definitely bullying.
Yeah, this is what's going to happen, I suppose. It's kind of reminiscent of every Counter-Strike game where someone has a massive lead. You just start feeling yourself, taking those chances. They've paid off so many times. There isn't too many ways this goes wrong, but if there was, it would be that they're all as a 5-man unit, which everyone's happy. I think Chad gives it the 2 thumbs up. Is if Farley and Config combine at the right time. Is he just going to have a look now? He might just tap, but ahead, that's an important trade. Not allowing Config to retool, reposition.
Smoke. Oh, ahead of it.
Ahead of it and losing his. Furlan's gone. Now a 2v3. This was a 5-man T side, and Farley nearly finishes off Lemon as well. Called him Lemon.
I'll be feeling a bit like a Lemon if they lose this one, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's responding to this.
What a sour face.
The top, maybe?
Perhaps. Zip low up. Farley,
there
though.
It is.
Chasing them. Hot pursuit. And then, oh, a miss again.
Miss.
That is a big miss. Okay, the top site open for business somehow, some way. He'll drop off, maybe fake the sound and return. Yeah. It is your responsibility, Leeman, and Milky's got his knife out. Milky's got his knife out, and yeah, poor Leeman, 15 HP. Lobby and hell to worry about, and just a pistol required to finish. That is quite a turnaround. Zip and Farley deal with business.
Yeah, so many positions that Zip could have been coming from there. Could have opted to go up secret, could have opted to come up the vent, or could have opted to regroup with his teammate and go heaven. But he went ramp, pushed around, and caught Milky off guard. So Milky looks a little bit silly there, but you can see he has to take a risk in this type of situation. That's very good stuff from Zip to deal with Biku, and every angle they tried to push was covered on off, and a bit of a rough one. But the scoreline now 15-9. Final gun round likely in play here. Ultimate into the AWP. Let's see how he can wield the big green fast towards Yard. Has Milky and Furlan in tow. And Zip this time is fighting Yard. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell me how the setups ever make sense. They're always different. The AWP this time scaling up ramp. Config and Glaive in top.
A free-flowing setup. Look at this. Look how much fun they're going to have with this wall. Oh, actually, Flame's gotten away with that. Ultimate's missed a couple of stray bullets.
Milky's across.
Yeah, that's promising. Config, however, is on T-roof.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Of course. We should have seen that coming. And oh no, that's the bomb. And he deletes Furlan. He does not have the X-ray, though. Sometimes it looks like he does. 2 remaining for this one to conclude. Astralis have got a very firm grasp on this, but also I think the biggest takeaway is that the individual stars are demonstrating just how individually starred they are.
Look, Config's probably going to keep pushing. Glaive gets a freebie right here. 1 man standing. Biku, all to do in Squeak. He can't even get the kill. Glaive will pick up the final, and it's going to be 16-9. A 2-0 for Astralis. They're going to be happy with this one after how long yesterday's game played on out. Should be some smiles on the faces here for the Danes because they can hone their sights on maybe the 3rd spot in their group. That'll be it. To a break, to the desk, and then the 2nd series of the day coming up a bit later.
Hey Future Pros, back on Nuke today with a nade set to get you down secret. This is a set piece you will see most pro teams run, with some variants here and there. You will need 3 Future Pros for this execute and 3 smokes total. Future Pro number 1, you will need to line yourself up with the middle of this part of the truck. Aim just out to the left of the bottom left of the right window. Then jump throw the smoke. Future Pro number 2, jam yourself into the corner of this bollard. Aim above the bracket on the silo and line your crosshair up with the top of this vent. Then simply jump throw the smoke. Future Pro number 3. You'll be throwing the close smoke. To throw the smoke, hug the right wall while running and aim just above the first fence post and throw. If done correctly, you will have an easy access to secret, but remember, always have someone watching the flank.
First map, much closer than this one, but of course for Astralis, they prevail through. They pick up both, they win the series, and that is that. EGO, not where they wanted to sit after the conclusion of this one. And since it was so enthralling, so exciting of a matchup, Kassad is going to help me break down who is better, Ronaldo, Messi, and why NES is better than both of them. Kassad, over to you.
Ronaldo all the way. Big fan.
Well, what about Messi?
Messi's
but
up
the
there.
real Ronaldo.
Messi's up there. But the real Ronaldo, not the Cristiano one. Luis Nazario da Lima Ronaldo.
What he said.
Yeah, that's a lot of Ronaldo right there. Anyway, no Where's Waldo around here for us. We need to talk a little bit about the matchup coming up later, I guess. Not really, but we can talk about this one if you want. Guys, it was kind of not the same vibe from the first match.
It's a classic Astralis T side, even though it didn't start well. It was like, what, 6-1, 6-0 in favor of AGO again. But it's a classic T side for them, like mostly heavily outside, smokes all over the place. The only thing that was different in those rounds is the flank. They keep flanking through the main or through the door or like through the vent or even the ramp, and just trying to find the right way to penetrate their defense. As soon as they got it, it was 6 rounds total, or 7 at the end for Astralis on the T-Hub. It was just enough to finish up the map.
And you know what doesn't help the EGO side is when, again, Config finds like this rhythm that he just wants to send, and it works out in his favor a lot of the time. Yanko.
I mean, yes, you could say, before Yanko answers,
the best entry.
He's the best entry right now.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt there, Trace.
Of course, yeah.
He's going in there like thick and fast, right? Like pumped, whatever the words are. Yeah.
Thick, fast, pumped.
He's had a field day today, right? And he has been playing a bit more consistent here at ESL Pro League, right? He's had a good tournament at IEM, so hopefully for Astralis, this is a sign of things to come, right? Like, I think that's when they're at their peak. Config having good games, but also no one really lagging behind, right? You could see that no one was under 1 rating for the series, and I think that's how Astralis gets back on track.
Yeah, especially after, you know, you go through what is a turbulent matchup yesterday versus Heroic. It has a bunch of twists and turns. Today you can come back, kind of reset, Kassad. Is that an easy way to put it?
It's not even a turbulent matchup. It's just a turbulent period for them. Ever since they got the 2 new players and the new coach, and probably like part of a new system right now, and they're reorganizing it. It wasn't easy. You know, Blast was fine. Everything else after that was, you know, problematic. And now they're getting back on track. sort of. I mean, we saw them in the last 3 days together with this one. They played like decent CS. They played good CS, not the highest level, but good CS, and they're like becoming better team right now. And addition of Far League obviously helped them a lot.
I mean, compared to, you know, the Astralis of old and what our expectations would be in general, this is still not
even
fulfilling that, right? But compared to how they performed prior to IEM, right, towards the end of last year, yes, this is much better.
Looks better, feels better. Surely ZipX feels better about the project at hand. So let's hear from him.
Hey everybody, right now I'm joined by Xipnix from Astralis. Xipnix, congratulations. 2-0 right now against Algo. When it comes to Mirage, you got to 14 rounds and then all of a sudden they started making a comeback. Yesterday you had like some problems closing the map. So I wonder like, if you had like something like in your head like, oh no, this is like happening again.
Well, I kind of got that vibe, but we also had a good game plan. And we knew that one tactic especially would work against them. It was towards B, so yeah, I wasn't really nervous or anything. So yeah, and we managed to win it. So I'm just happy that we managed to win the whole game, and yeah, just happy right now.
I mean, in the end of the day, it just matters that you win. We noticed that you have like a new coach right now. Behind you have Trace, and it's actually like a legendary 1.6 player that like, also like got to play some CSGO, and you actually got to play with him in the same team at some point. How would you compare him like to Zonic?
Well, compared to Sonic, I mean, he hasn't been our coach too much, so there isn't really much, you know, data. But yeah, I think he's a great guy, and I like both of them, so I don't want to, you know, disrespect anyone. But yeah, I feel like both of them are really great at what they're doing, and does a great job for the team they coach. Yeah.
Well, tomorrow you're going to have a really tough opponent. You're going to play against Na'Vi. Today, like, Blame said, like, hey, yeah, like, you decide to ban Vertigo so that you would kind of have control over the veto, so you could kind of like predict what's going to happen. Yeah. Na'Vi perma-ban Vertigo, which means you'll be able to ban Mirage. But the thing is, today you picked Nuke, and it is Na'Vi's one of the best maps. Yeah. But they have Hattrick, who doesn't really play that map, because like in the academy team for some reason perma-bans it. So the question is like, do you feel like that you like can actually like pick this map against them?
It would be pretty stupid to say anything about the map veto process, but I feel like when we can play 7 maps, we have the upper hand. So yeah, let's see tomorrow what it's going to be.
Let's see what the future holds.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Future itself at question. Kassad, I was looking through some of your cards, had a couple questions myself.
I left a note for there. Like, if you look at that, like the last card, I left a little note for you.
It's in here?
No, not that one. Not that one. I think the very last one. Yep.
Get out of here, dude. Anyway, look, for Astralis and company, getting back to form, important for them. You could see he didn't want to, you know, kind of comment on the idea of like, oh, Zonic versus Current. That doesn't kind of equate.
Well, you can't even really say it, right? I mean, Trace hasn't been around for long enough, right? And the success they had with Zonic, you know, you can't.
Comparable, yeah.
It's going to be pretty difficult for anyone to top that. But you know, I think it's also clear that he thinks Trace is doing a good job. I mean, him and Zonic were teammates with Ave as well, who, you know, Trace is replacing or subbing in for, right? They were all playing together in MTW.
There's a connection there, definitely.
The Danish connection.
Yeah, and in the philosophy probably of the Counter-Strike and the whole like team mentality and the culture and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. I think it is that simple. Guys, we can put a bow on that one. That one's a done deal.
Wrap it up.
That's a done deal. We got 2 more matches today. We're looking at Heroic versus EG, a little bit of Na'Vi complexity to there and close out the day. And I'd ask you guys who you picked, but I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's right. And for us, we're going to take a little bit of a break here and hopefully bring it back down a little bit. Just bringing it back down for Heroic versus the Evil Geniuses. The matchup of the little geniuses that could, I think.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Choose nades. Choose a smoke. Choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium. The complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
Renegades Fox Seminole vibe that we had, and if we can bring that, we're going to trash these American noobs.
Тут 100% где-то чел.
Green, what's your problem, Green? What is your problem?
I'm quiet because this is boring. Hopefully we get it to a round that excites me very surely.
Ну ладно, Элика легко найти, возможно, еще, но Илюху нереально, мне кажется.
There's the first, not bad at all. There's the second, it's working out! Let's go, Nectar! My goodness gracious me!
Что это такое? О!
Ракета побежала!
Тихо, тихо!
Ракета,
Ладно, я тебе время выиграл.
Но я вас точно найду, я уверен. Ну хотя, не знаю.
Ты не смотри никуда.
О, гайс.
Ты просто посмотрел. Ну не смотри, нахуй ты в меня просто смотришь в монитор.
Все.
И в мою тоже не смотри.
Все, я закрыл глаза.
Нет шансов, пацана. Кирилл, точнее, у тебя.
Окей.
Ну просто ноль.
Курица живая вряд ли может быть, верно?
Какой шепот.
А что ты меня так рассматривал? Да я не понял. Таунты, пацаны.
There's the first, not bad at all. There's the second, it's working out! Let's go, Nectar! My goodness gracious me!
If we can bring that, we're going to trash these American noobs.
Да нереально, согласись попасть, Кирилл, блядь. Это нереально заимить, это скотч, блядь.
Last man standing.
Ты такая крыса, Илья. Я что сделал? Не, ну просто. Ебать, а можно было? Как? Шприц, ебать, он бегает.
Таунт, он где-то здесь, он не нажимает таунт, потому что он где-то рядом.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Он все ГГ.
Всех за.
Там прям вокруг него бегал весь раунд.
Все, да, нет шансов. Зря, конечно, свистнул. Резко его нахуй, да. Нет, я вот что, посмотри. Оп.
Я не успею.
You would really be questioning your existence, right?
Counter-terrorists win.
It's time for a flashback. Even though their win at ESL 1 Cologne 2014 is arguably the greatest success in NIP's history, it was a dramatic and trying road to the title for the Swedish side. Despite being the #1 ranked team in the world going into the tournament, they had had their ups and downs when it came to their prior performances. Despite twice finishing as runners-ups in the 2 previous majors, first at DreamHack Winter 2013, and then at the ESL Major Series 1 2014 in Katowice, the team just couldn't make their otherwise dominant displays of play count when it really mattered. Being one of the top, if not the top Counter-Strike team at that time, NIP were a strong contender for the trophy in Cologne, but they needed time and a little bit of luck to gain their momentum. Within the group stage, NIP did well, but not perfect just yet. Get Right and the rest of the squad managed to win 2 out of their 3 games. They began with an expectedly easy 16-7 win over Team Wolf. The next game against Epsilon, however, was a wake-up call, as the French world #10 threw the Swedes down the lavatory in order to prove they're also in for the biggest honors.
And now it is a 1-on-2 for Forrest here, and this one is for the map. He's gonna have to pick this up. He's got time for it, but does he have the aim?
He's done the damage right now, and he's currently caught, and there you go, Shoxy with the headshot.
But NIP made it through the group after taking down Ukrainian roster Hellraisers in a solid display of CSGO. NIP securing their spot in the quarterfinals was their first step to success, but they still had to face the fact that both of their biggest rivals from the past, Virtus.pro and Fnatic, also made it out of the groups. The Swedish roster had to strike the iron while it was hot by winning in a close fight with North American Cloud9 and a little bit of help from Team LDLC, who managed to crush NIP's unwanted opponents, Virtus.pro. So far, Get Right and his crew now only had a 2-step process left to win their long-awaited title. The battle was on. Even though the Swedes lost the first clash with Team LDLC on Inferno 10-16, they once more were lucky to win another close fight on the last map, Cobblestone, thus making it to the major finals for the 3rd time in a row.
This is Freiburg disciplined to the end, waiting for something to hit, and it'll be Exist and Get Right and Freiburg, and they're only 1 frag away from the final. It's Kaylee versus NIP. Can he deliver? No!
The story has come full circle now. Fnatic once again smoothly went through the quarters and semis to become NIP's nightmare once again. As some would say, 3 times the charm for ninjas in pajamas. This time, their team composition was the key to success. By defeating Fnatic 2-1, one of the strongest teams of that tournament, on NIP's favorite map Inferno, the Swedish Goliath did not give David a chance and finally went for what he had hoped for.
Fnatic make their way around. They have 1 AK and nothing but pistols. What you've witnessed in this tournament is a broken NIP team managing to resurrect themselves, and Exist picks up 2 kills. Forrest with the shot as well. Olofmeister goes down, and here it comes. 2-on-5. JW and Flusher. There is nothing they can do any longer. NIP have won Gamescom 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, 16-13.
Let's not forget, you have to be good to be lucky. Luck should also refer to the spectators' point of view, because they had a chance to see for themselves what is now considered to be one of the most iconic scenes in the history of CSGO.
Oh, I'm lost. Where the f did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? I see you. I see you too. Bro, I didn't see you. It's such a rolly. I'm scared like an idiot. Okay, now we know. I died just so we know. Yeah, thanks for the information. Fight me like a man. Okay. My god. Oh bad. Wait, did you fail? What the? I thought you surfed it. I wanted to surf, but didn't work out. Are you playing the Warrior? Psych. Okay. Use the brain. Hey, bro. You good? It's only headshot. Nice shot.
Three times the charm, as they say, and in 2014, that statement couldn't be more true for Ninjas in Pajamas. After DreamHack Winter 2013 and ESL Major Series 1 Katowice 2014, this legendary Swedish roster took their third shot at winning a major championship trophy. And in the grand final in Cologne, they faced their natural rivals from Fnatic. It was 1-1 in the maps, and everything would be decided on the third arena, Inferno, where after the initial Fnatic lead, Freiburg helped NIP turn the tides and in time make history in Counter-Strike.
Wolfmeister will find the shot on Exist. Freiburg does return, picks off Pronex. He's still here though, and he's going for more. Two big frags. The third man is here, however, and Freiburg somehow opens it up single-handedly. All three frags.
Oh, he picks up a quad kill. He could do even better than staying alive. He sprays. Freiburg misses, and it's the ace. He picks it up single-handedly. Fnatic